Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while I'm in the air, I'm shooting for the sky. Landing on the moon, walking on the sun. Taking over the game, give it back when we done. Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while I'm in the air, I'm shooting for the sky. Landing on the moon, walking on the sun. Taking over the game, give it back when we done. I'll give it back when we done. 10,000 hands in the air, have you ever seen? Work 9 to 5 or 5 to 9, do you ever dream? They in the red, but my stalk is green. Proud like I reached the clouds, all off a beam. Dreams on lucid, films on Lucas. Sound on surround, and the crowd on stupid. Who that chick Dion? That's Dion on Clueless. You circling around the money, sitting in a Cuban car. Field of dreams, they said I'm too corny. Funny, I got their ears all on me. Fears all gone, and my peers all wrong. So keep your 2 cents in every phrase y'all coining. That's just common sense, all the hating, I honored it. I don't leap, I quantum it. I don't answer, I problem it. I just drop shit while they asking what a colonic is. Pinky, you know what I'm pondering? Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while I'm in your head, I'm shooting for the sky. Landing on the moon, walking on the sun. Taking over the game, give it back when we done. Not everybody lives, but everybody dies. So while I'm in your head, I'm shooting for the sky. Landing on the moon, walking on the sun. Taking over the game, give it back when we done. I'll give it back when we done.
Yo, what's up, CFO gang? It's your boy Jay Tuck, real Cowboys fan, stand up improv on a Saturday, man. Hopefully everyone's having a good Saturday. You know, the wife's out getting her nails and hair done and stuff. So I kind of had some time to myself for today. So I said, you know what? Let me hop on and go live and talk to the people. Salute to everybody out there in the chat. My sister Deacon's in the building. I see Calvin in the building, Laurel in the building. What is going on, everybody? So want to talk about a few things. We are live streaming on YouTube. We are live streaming on Twitter, and we're also live streaming now on Instagram. And I need to start streaming on Instagram a lot more. I also need to start streaming on TikTok a whole lot more. TikTok, Cowboys Nation, I got y'all. Be patient. But right now, we're on Instagram. Salute to everyone on Instagram. My guy Luke's in the building. DC coverage in the building. What's going on, everybody? Got a few things I want to talk about today. And I know that I went live improv yesterday and kind of spoke about a few things. Now, I will say this, man. Salute and shout out. And I'm extremely appreciative who everyone kind of reached out to me about the retirement announcement. One, I said next year, y'all. I said possibly retiring from this next year. This year, y'all stuck with me. Y'all are stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not getting rid of me that easily. Y'all stuck for me for this year, but I said possibly next year we'll have some different considerations. And I had so many people reached out to me. You know, I spoke to Big Game this morning. I spoke to so many different content creators. Don't want to leave anybody out. What I'll say is this, y'all, I'm in good spirits. Like, it's not that I'm down and out. I'm not angry about anything. I'm not upset about anything. Nobody has done me any wrong or anything like that. Like, some of the decisions that I was kind of making was just for me, you know what I'm saying? For my growth, for, you know, my brand, for me being able to build things and create opportunities for others coming behind me. It wasn't like I was mad at anybody, because people were like, yo, Tuck, what's going on? Like, who said? I'm like, nobody said nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good. Like, I'm in a good, positive spirit from a Cowboy space, you know, just also from a mental space as well. You know, besides the fact my kitty, you know, my cat, she's sick right now. She's very sick. We was at the ER yesterday for like 3 to 4 hours. She's on a bunch of medicine. She can't walk, you know what I'm saying? So that's dad's baby. But besides that, I am good, guys. So appreciate everyone for reaching out to me. Sis, Mama Tuck is doing good. Mama Tuck just got back from Vegas. So she was just out in Vegas. She just got home a second ago. She just texted me. You know, and yeah, she's doing good, man. She's getting ready for the season, sis. Appreciate you for checking on Mama Tuck. You know, it was funny, right? You know, I was talking about this earlier. You know, parents, when they become grandparents, they get soft. You know what I'm saying? When parents become grandparents, they get soft. So, you know, I was, you know what I'm saying? Because my J Tuck Jr., who I've been telling y'all, is a work in progress. You know what I'm saying? So he's been going through some issues, especially with his grade. So I got on him, you know what I'm saying? I was cussing, yelling, all sorts of stuff. But Mama Tuck is, don't do him that way. Don't talk to him. I'm like, you didn't show me that when I was a kid. Let me bring home bad grades. It was World War III. But now since you're a grandparent, I'm supposed to be all soft and cuddly. Absolutely not. But Mama Tuck is doing good. Salute to everyone in the chat. They say, Tuck, you're not going nowhere. A lot of people need you. I know, y'all. I know. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, we'll see. We'll gauge it, how this season goes. And you never know. I might find that fire again. I might find something that I really enjoy, or I might create something. You know, I really enjoy doing the cover 3 stuff with my brothers, DMV and Rome. So I really enjoyed that. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't saying officially I'm walking away, I'm done. But I was kind of giving everyone a heads up that more than likely it was a massive possibility. So we'll see. If not, there'll definitely probably be some changes. And I want to talk about this, you know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of funny, you know, after yesterday, you know, a lot of people were having conversations. I see it right now about Jay out of UCLA, and, you know, he was getting reps through walkthroughs at camp, and he's going to take Mazi's starting snaps and all this, all that, right? And I want guys to know, and girls to know, it's just walkthroughs right now, Cowboys Nation. They are literally walking through. You know, they're literally walking through. So I know that we get excited to see our guys back out there, our guys in blue back out there, but we have a long way until we can start crowning some of these players, start giving them starting positions and all sorts of that. We got to be patient. This is what I was saying yesterday and kind of got lost in everything, right? We don't need to anoint, right? Let them prove themselves, then we'll anoint. You know what I'm saying? If Jay from UCLA becomes the best defensive tackle in the NFL, I guarantee you guys, I will say it. I will make 1,000 videos and say, yo, we got one of the best defensive tackles in the 7th round. I will say it, right? But we have to let these guys really grow. We can't put unprecedented pressure on some of these kids, right? I feel like some of these kids, right, we were so excited, we toss so much pressure on them, and then when it doesn't amount, it's like, oh, it's bust, let's move on to the next one. Well, because you were saying a 7th round pick was supposed to be a day 1 starter when that wasn't the case, right? Y'all remember Ryan Flo, right? The Ryan Flo hype last year. I feel like Ryan Flonery was the guy of the draft last year that a lot of people was going to be the draft darling. Well, it didn't really pan out. We traded for Mingo. Now we got Pickens. Now we can have the discussion, is he even going to make the roster? So we have to be fair when it, what is this? Guess this Instagram does something when I do my hands. We have to be fair to some of these kids, right? So sometimes we really have to pump the brakes. And if you guys follow me on social media, on Twitter, you guys know I am an AMC Stub member, A-lister. So I've been going to the movies nonstop. So last Tuesday, me and my wife went to go see Final Destination. It's a good movie, right? If you're a Final Destination fan like me, you should definitely go check it out because it was 14 years since the last one. And I think they did a good revamp. It's a little different, but it's kind of the same, right? But last night, me and my wife, when we got back from the ER, because we were at the ER from like 5 o'clock to damn near like 9:30, right? We got back last night and we were starting to kind of just go through some of the old Final Destinations, from the first one to the second one to the third and fourth, right? And when I was watching Final Destination 1, it really hit me. Tuck, that is what it's like sometimes as a content creator who doesn't fold. It's like, what do you mean? I'm saying, oh shit, Tuck is on a Saturday talking about Final Destination and Cowboys like it does. What are you talking about, Tuck? And it hit me. If you haven't seen the movie, you should, you know what I'm saying? But it hit me. Sometimes that is what it's like being an uncompromised content creator. So what do I mean, right? If you know the story of Final Destination, you know, Alex got on the plane and he saw these things kind of unraveling about the plane and the seatbelt not clicking and the baby and all sorts of stuff. And he saw in his vision, hey, this plane to Paris it's going to blow up. I am getting off the plane because it just doesn't feel right to me, right? And when he was saying, hey, the plane's going to blow up, the plane's going to crash, the plane's going to blow up, everyone get off, there were some people who put their blindfolds on, put their headphones on, completely ignored it, the fact that somebody on the plane is screaming the plane is about to blow up. Catch my drift, right? So eventually what happens is he gets carried off the plane. Some others get carried off the plane as well and miss out on their trip to Paris. But what ultimately ends up happening, right? The plane, boom, blows up. And those people who got off the plane lived, and everybody paid the price, right? So what am I doing when I come to this analogy, right? Yeah, the trucks. Yeah, the log trucks, that's another one. I don't do no log trucks, and I do not do no water bottles in my car. You know what I'm saying? For that reason. You know what I'm saying? Final Destination 2 is a classic as well, right? But it's the same approach sometimes as a Cowboys content creator, media, or whatever you guys want to call us, right? I feel like sometimes it happens to my guy, Big Game James. Sometimes it happens to Boss Cowboy. You know, it's happening to Clarence Hill right now. It happens to me often where we're saying, hey, we need a defensive tackle. We need a one tech. Hey, we gotta get a defensive tackle. We won't be able to stop the run. If we do not get a defensive tackle, we won't be able to stop the run, and our season's going to crash. We got to get, so we're screaming on the plane, hey, go get a defensive tackle. And then there are some people who put their blindfolds on, put their headphones on. Just this old crazy Jay Tuck, he's always just being concerned. He's just always being fearful. Right, he's always just being negative. Where we're saying, I've seen it, right? I've as a Cowboys fan, I've seen what it's like when we get into the playoffs and we can't stop the run, or down the stretch where we don't have the defensive tackles to stop the run, and we won't be able to keep our linebackers clean. Like, we need to get him off the plane. Get him off the plane. Get Boss Cowboy off the plane. Get old crazy Pop Clarence off the plane. Get these people off the plane. Right? And then we're sitting back, getting ready to go to Philadelphia, bang out versus our rivals in the Philadelphia Eagles, and the plane blows up. Damn, man. Saquon rushed for 185 and 3 touchdowns. All right. Then we want to find out, okay, what went wrong? What do you mean what went wrong? We saw the plane getting ready to go down, bro. We've seen this numerous times. It wasn't being negative. It was warning of pitfalls that may come throughout the course of the season, right? So I just think that we have to kind of pivot our thought process, right? Because I think Cowboys fans have gotten to the situation where we are comfortable with just being okay, right? And being okay is sometimes good, right? You know, even in life, people are comfortable with just being okay, right? I got a cool job. It pays my bills. I really don't like it, but it keeps a roof over my head. So everything is okay, right? But sometimes it's okay to push for greatness. It's okay to want for more. It's okay to want to go above and beyond. And this is what I was saying yesterday. Don't let people downplay your wants, Cowboys Nation, or your desires to aim higher. It's not that you have to settle because you have Mazi and you have Jay and you have us King of Basote and you have some of these other people. Don't settle, right? Don't settle. It's okay to set your aims for higher. Well, people are like, well, Tuck, we don't need another defensive tackle. We just drafted 2. Okay, go getting another one. What's 3 going to hurt? We got 17 games. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, do not settle, Cowboys Nation. I feel like sometimes we personally can get comfortable where it's like, okay, we're okay. I feel like at first I was kind of on the season, right? Scrap it, do not care, whatever, right? Then we add George Pickens then I'm like, okay, now we're okay, right? Now it'd be okay. As long as I have Dak healthy, as long as I have CD healthy and George Pickens healthy, we'll win some games. We're not going to be the New York Jets or the Giants or some shit. You see what I'm saying? But I don't want to stop at okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to stop at okay. I want to go out there and really win some shit. You know what I'm saying? I really want to go out there and win some shit. So what I'm trying to give Cowboys the courage to do is don't relax. Don't relax. Don't relax. Don't settle. It's okay to say we need defensive tackles, right? We do. It's okay to say, hey, we still probably need to go get a corner or two, right? Until things can get healthy, right? It's okay to say, hey, I see Tyler Guyton's improving, but maybe we should go get a veteran left tackle just in case, right? Hey, I saw the photos of Javonte Williams. He looks like a tank, but hey, I think Nick Chubb will make things even better. It's okay to want to continue to improve your roster, right? Don't let anyone say that's a negative or anything, right? So I see it right now. My dog James just mentioned in chat, right? Jay from UCLA, Jay Toye, might beat out Mazi. He might. But what I'm saying to Cowboys Nation is, let it happen. Let it happen. You know, but I will say this, James. If you have Mazi Smith, who was a first-round pick, 2 years ago? Mazi Smith, first-round draft pick. Then you have Jay from UCLA, who was a seventh-round pick. He beats out Mazi Smith. That equals you have a defensive tackle problem. You have a defensive tackle if a seventh-round rookie can come out and beat your projected starter, right? So that's either a Mazi Smith problem or something, but don't be okay with that, right? Don't be okay with that. Still say, yo, have a hunger for more. Have a hunger for more, and it's okay, man. So I want to kind of talk about that, like I said. I'm not being negative, but I'm just saying, y'all, if we do not go get some defensive tackles and some help at corner, this plane might blow up. You know what I'm saying? You can stay if you want. You can stay if you want. You know what I'm saying? You watch Final Destination. There's always somebody saying, no, I'm going to do things my way. You know, there's always people want to get on the roller coaster regardless. You know, there's always people who still want to drive behind them logs. You know, what was that Final Destination 3 when old boy got killed in the gym? And you know what I'm saying? There's always a naysayer that still wants to go out there and ignore all the warnings and still get on that ride. I understand it. You know what I'm saying? If I'm headed to Paris, you know, it's a Paris trip. I'm trying to get to Paris. But if somebody was to say, hey, this plane is about to go down, shit, I'll figure this out later and I'll catch the next flight. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you, bro. I'm getting off this plane. You know, I always talk about, you know, salute to my girl Tiff, you know, when she said, that is not real. And they got her off the plane. I'm getting off the plane too, dog. I'm getting off the plane because I'm not sure what the hell this chick saw. I'm getting off the plane with her. I'll catch the next one out. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why I'm kind of letting you guys know, hey, it's okay to look at the Dallas Cowboys season, look at our roster, and project where there might be some pitfalls and then want to improve those pitfalls. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Salute to everybody watching, like I said, on social medias right now. Keep the questions coming. I'm going to answer your question. Got some questions on Instagram too as well. So let's see here. We got the first one on Instagram. We're getting a few more pieces on defense and maybe another weapon on offense, and we'll be good. Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, continue to move, right? And I get we're getting close tomorrow to the June 1st cuts, right? So there's going to be some people, but for my perspective, y'all, don't just get a guy to get one. Don't just get defensive tackles and say, okay, we got a defensive tackle. There, shut up, right? No. Get somebody that can actually impact this roster, that can propel this defense in the right direction. Don't just get one for the sake of just getting one. What camera do I have? On this camera, if you're watching on YouTube, this is a Sony A6000. This is a Sony, but it's not really about the camera. It's all about the lens. I got like a lens and it's super duper expensive. I'm not even sure the name of it, but it's like $2,000 for this lens. So that's why I look so crystal clear. You know what I'm saying? Salute to my dog Norbs. He put me onto this lens. Let's see here. I know it's a make or break season for him. Yeah, I get it for Mazi. You know, let Mazi work. Let Mazi work. Let him grow. You know, but we can't force it. You know, we can't force it. You know, some people want Mazi gone. Some people don't believe in Mazi. I still believe Mazi has some upside potential. Now, do I think Mazi's going to be Chris Jones or Aaron? No, absolutely not. I think that Mazi will be a formidable one tech, right? But it's nothing going to be too sexy, too exciting. You know what I'm saying? I just think that Mazi's going to take the steps in his proper direction and grow at his own pace. I say, boom, yeah, I'm getting off the roller coaster. I'm getting off that plane. You know what I'm saying? Hallelujah. Salute, Tuck CFO Sports. What's going on with you? Angie, what's going on with you? Going on, everybody. If you can do me a favor, hit that like button, comment button, share the content. Let Tuck, everybody know Tuck is going live on a Saturday randomly. I got up this morning, ran my 3 miles, lifted my weights, you know what I'm saying, did all my morning stuff out the way, even played some college football. Probably about to get on it here in a second. Like I said, the wife's out doing her weekend thing, Target shopping and all that stuff. And I was like, let me just hop on and go live here for a minute. And if you watched my live yesterday, that sports bet I gave y'all, what happened? It hit. You ain't got to tell me it hit because, you know what I'm saying, it is what it is. I would love for Mazi to be Aaron Donald. I would love for Mazi to be Aaron Donald too. I would love for Mazi to be half of what Aaron Donald is. You know what I'm saying? I will take that. You know what I'm saying? I will take that. Yeah, don't matter their names as long as they got the game. Facts, bro. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of people were like, oh, Jay looked real spectacular at OTAs. You cannot. Football tip, right? Simple basic football tip 101. You cannot judge offensive linemen and you cannot judge defensive tackles with no pads on. Simple tip. Wide receivers, you can see how they're cutting their routes, different things like that. You know, cornerbacks, you can kind of see it, you know, but you cannot judge offensive tackle play and defensive tackle play with no pads on, y'all. You know, I'm sure I could probably take on a double team or two with the shirt on, you know what I'm saying? With some t-shirt, you know what I'm saying, and some shorts and some with no pads on. I'm sure I could look decent in a pass rush drill versus Tyler Smith with no pads on. Can we wait till we get to camp? Can we wait just a little bit till we get to camp, Cowboys Nation? Can we wait till we get to camp? Novel concept, continuously improving the roster. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts, bro. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Facts. I want to buy a DC Letterman jacket and a DC 10-gallon hat. Can you help me place to buy them both? What's the gallon hat? Is that one of those big hats? You know what I'm saying? How was that one of those big hats? What's a gallon hat? It's like a Cowboys hat. I don't know. According to Nick Harris, he looks like he hadn't gained any weight from last year. Is that Mazi? Yeah. Mazi will show up for us. We will always have a TikTok attitude. Swipe up with our players. I think Mazi improved last year, right? I think Mazi took steps in the right direction last year under Zim, right? But do I think it was noticeable? Probably not. It's probably a lot of people are probably still skeptical, right? It wasn't a mass like, oh my God, Mazi has a rod. It was like, okay, yeah, Mazi's having some decent. He's had some good games. He's eating up double talk. You know what I'm saying? He's anchoring in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's those little novel things where you really have to crunch the film to see the Mazi impact. I've seen, you're talking about those Cowboys hat that Dez wears. Dez gets his, I know where Dez gets his from. He gets his all custom. You know, Dez is, Dez. You know what I'm saying? He gets his shit custom. He either has a custom Fanatics one, custom Cowboys one. But I think, yeah, Pro Standard probably has the Letterman's jacket. There's Letterman's jackets out there. So, Angie, good segue. All right. I'm more concerned for Guyton more than Mazi. And I think someone posed this question on Twitter, like, who needs to make the biggest leap next year, Mazi or Guyton? Me, I'm saying Guyton, right? And I know that we heard good things about Guyton. You know, he's the first one in, last one out. You know, Clayton Adams is working with them. Connor Riley's working with them. You know, he seems to be locked in. And I will say this when it comes to Tyler Guyton, even though I wasn't really much of a fan of the pick last year, but I understood it. He is a kid that's he wants it, right? He wants it. And if you can find a kid that wants it, you can get them there, you know? So I feel like Tyler Guyton really wants it. And I think, once again, Tyler Guyton does not want to be the Khloe Kardashian of the group. You got Cooper Beebe. We all love Cooper Beebe. Tyler Smith is out the box. He's damn near all pro. We love Tyler Smith, right? You got Tyler Booker, who I think is going to be phenomenal at the right guard position. You don't want to be the ugly duckling of the offensive line. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's from Texas too. He's from the area. Like, you do not want to be the ugly duckling from the offensive line. So I feel like Tyler Guyton really wants it. And this is what I was saying last year, right? And I got killed for it, right? Once again, telling everybody on the plane, get off the plane, get off the plane, get off the plane, get off the plane. From someone who scouted Tyler Guyton at OU, I was trying to explain that there is going to be a learning curve. It's going to be a work in progress. He's playing left tackle at the NFL position, and he's never played that a day in his life. He was a tight end. He's gotten more tight end reps in his career than he had left tackle reps. It's hard for even left tackles who played it their entire careers to hit the ground running, right? You got to be special. You got to be special. My dog Lou's in the building. And he'll tell you this more than anybody because he's the offensive line guy, right? It is hard to hit left tackle and hit the ground running. You got to be special for that. You know what I'm saying? So to ask Tyler Guyton to go from right tackle / tight end, H-back and all that stuff to, just play left tackle, bro. At the NFL level, there was always going to be a learning curve when it came to Tyler Guyton. Right or wrong, you know? And that's all I was trying to say, Cowboys Nation. Hey, be patient with this, right? Said the same thing with Mazi when we drafted him. Hey, be patient with them. Defensive tackles, unless you was that one who typically goes in the top 5, top 10, defensive tackles typically take 2 years, 3 years before it hits, So sometimes we have to be patient. Even with Tyler Booker, y'all, as good, I think if I had to, I don't have to say if I had to gauge it, right? I feel like Tyler Booker is a much better prospect than Tyler Guyton was. I will say that. Even though it's a right guard, right? I feel like Tyler Booker is a much better prospect than Tyler Guyton. If I had to grade it coming out of college, right, I would have had Booker, Tyler Smith, and then Guyton. Well, actually, it would have been Beebe, then Guyton. You know what I'm saying? But you have to give it some time. You have to give these kids some patience. And I feel like the urge to rush it, we want the now, we want the instant gratification. It leaves Cowboys fans, I don't know, kind of having disdain for players that's really unwarranted, right? A lot of people are out on Mazi, where Mazi is on the trajectory he was going to be on. You know what I'm saying? Mazi is on the 3-year trajectory that he was going to be on. We just made him a first-round draft pick. He honestly shouldn't have been a first-round draft pick. You know what I'm saying? But we just need a defensive tackle, and we kind of just reached for him. So we're wanting to push Mazi into being first-round talent when that really wasn't him. The same thing with like Jalen Tolbert, right? Jalen Tolbert's a round 3 guy, but we're wanting to push instant impact on a right? Cowboys Nation, listen to me. Listen to me, Linda. Sometimes we just have to be patient a little bit and let these kids develop. That's why they say it. What does Stephen Jones always say? Right? What does Stephen Jones always say? Draft. What type of team are we? We are a draft and develop. We are a draft and develop team, right? People just want us to be a draft and instant impact team. The instant impact guys, that's the Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons, you can close your eyes, know that we got a dog. CeeDee Lamb, you can close your eyes, know that we got a dog. Y'all remember how skittish Trayvon Diggs was his rookie year? Okay, it took him some time, right? Ezekiel Elliott, you could close your eyes, know you got a dog, right? It's draft and develop. Sometimes you have to give these players time and allow them to develop, right? And I get it. It's a bad situation that the Cowboys put some of these players in because they drafted Tyler Guyton, put him at left tackle, had zero insurance policy. He had to hit the ground running. And when he didn't hit the ground running, Cowboys fans were, I'm done with them. Get over it. Let's move on. I'm done. You got to let the kid develop. So hopefully this season you will see some development. Now, I will say this, Cowboys Nation. It can't be a little leap. It can't be a little leap. It can't be, okay, he cut his penalties down from 18 to 12. No, it can't be that. It can't be a little bitty leap. We need a massive Neil Armstrong type leap. You know what I'm saying? On the moon type leap. We need that type of lead. It can't just be like, okay, well, he's looking better. He's slowly improving, not the left tackle position. So we need to see it where it's like, okay, we are comfortable with Tyler Guyton at left tackle. Not like, okay, man, I like his hands. His hands is improving. His footwork is kind of getting improved. He's still holding a little bit, not anchoring in. He's kind of missing on stunts, but, he's better than last year. Oh, hell no. We need a massive leap. Do I feel like Tyler Guyton can hit that massive leap? Yep, absolutely. But I'm not going to anoint him until I see it with my own eyes. Until we are 4 to 5 games in, and I'm like, hey, Tyler Guyton's film looks 1,000% better than last year, then I'll say it. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll say it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I said Lance Armstrong at first. Lance Armstrong, you can just PED it. You know what I'm saying? You can just go out there, PED it, shoot some shit in your arm, and take a massive leap. Listen, who am I to judge? Just get the job done. I want to win. You know what I'm saying? Tom Brady cheated for Super Bowls. Hey, if we got to cheat for if Dak Prescott got to take the air out of a few footballs and we got to throw some phones and, you know what I'm saying, do all sorts of stuff and take a few PEDs, then so be it. Who am I to disagree? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I think it's time for starters to get serious in preseason and hit the ground running. All right, Calvin. Well, I said this on Twitter, and this is always kind of like the debate, right? Preseason versus preseason. It's not important. So I'm going to ask y'all, all the viewers watching across all the social media platforms, what do you guys think is more important? Voluntary OTAs with no pads on or preseason live action reps? Let me know in the chat. If you had to pick what you would use to get your team prepared for this upcoming season, voluntary OTAs in shorts and t-shirts walking around, or preseason live reps? Preseason. Angie says preseason. Live action. Calvin, live action for sure. Yeah, live action. Because it's funny. I see people saying Jay Toya is looking great in OTAs with no pads on, but then them same people will say preseason is pointless. Well, hold on. So players are looking outstanding and taking positions in OTAs with no pads on, but preseason, everybody was on the sideline with their diamond chains on, eating sunflower seeds because preseason football is pointless. It's kind of backwards to me. My dog, Philly Joe. Philly, what's going on with you, bro? What are we doing? I feel like brand new coach, head coach, brand new offensive coordinator, brand new defensive coordinator, right? Brand new culture. I need to see some preseason reps, y'all. Oh, but Tuck, hold on, Tuck. What if someone gets hurt in preseason? What if they get hurt in OTAs? What if they get hurt in OTAs? What if they get hurt in camp? What if they get hurt in the Cowboys versus Rams scrimmage? Right? Football players can get hurt anywhere. Remember we lost James Washington at camp. You know how many players we lost to at camp? You need some preseason reps, y'all. If I can sit back here in Kansas City and watch Pat Mahomes' ass run around in preseason, why are we so immune to it? If I can sit back and watch Tom Brady run around in the preseason, why are we so immune to it? Yeah, Sam Williams got hurt. He didn't play preseason. It was at camp. So why are we so, bro, y'all remember even Jalen Tolbert didn't play last year in preseason. It was to the point, bro, they had nobody playing in preseason. I think Wanye played the Vegas game, I remember because his plays, right? But there was nobody playing in preseason at all. Not a few snaps. Not a few. And it's just go out there and play, right? Go out there and use Philly on the road, opening night, Thursday, as your preseason warm-up game if you want to. You use Philly as your offensive test to get if you want to. Me personally, I wouldn't recommend that. Right? I know, right, limited preseason games. I think their roster or the schedule came out. I think we got like the Ravens in preseason. Like, I get it, right? You want to kind of scout the development guys and the undrafted guys. The hell with that. I get it, right? I love for these kids to kind of get their opportunity and shine in preseason, but that's not my concern right now. My concern is getting the Dallas Cowboys starters game ready opening night. I get it, man. We got some undrafted guys and we want to see what they can do. And I get that. I would love for them to get their opportunity in the third quarter, in the fourth quarter, maybe even the second quarter. I'm not being greedy, but that's not my priority right now. My priority is getting the guys who are going to be out there game day ready. Mazi, you the starter now. You need reps to get in shape, right? You need reps. You need these reps. George Pickens, you need these reps. Jake Ferguson, you need these reps. CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, you need these reps. If you're Dak Prescott, and I remember going this in 2021, and damn it, he played outstanding that game, but you are coming off tearing your hamstring off the bone. Still can't really scramble yet due to doctor's orders. Do you want the first time you try to rev up that hamstring and see if you can give it a go will be on the road versus Philadelphia's front and Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith and all them dogs and Jordan Davis? Not the first time you want to just rev it up and see if you're good? Is that where you want to test it out? On the road versus Philadelphia to see if my hamstring is good to go. I probably wouldn't. Nah. Siobhan Revel, do you want to test the knee opening night, or let's gauge it in preseason. You know, so it's like it's going to be one of those things, and I know there's going to be so many people saying preseason doesn't matter. Man, it does matter. It really does matter. It really does matter, especially pertaining to this Dallas Cowboys team, right? You have to earn the right, y'all, to be sitting back and saying, we're good, we don't need any preseason. Right? You have to earn that. You know what I'm saying? Like if Philly did it coming off a Super Bowl, you know, but we haven't earned that. What have we done to earn sitting down, chilling in preseason? Nah. Nah. We have to hit the ground running, right? The preseason rant sounds like armchair quarterback speculation. Reality is coaching staff is getting these players ready for 2025. Sounds good. Oh, we're going to be ready. They're going to get them ready. Womp womp. Those are the people that's on the plane, y'all, that sleep. Those are the people that's on the plane that's going to put their headphones on until it blows up versus Philadelphia. Go get this team ready. Go get this team ready. Don't be listening to these people. Oh, we're good. We're good. We're good. What do you mean we're good? Oh, don't worry about it. They'll be ready. They'll be fine. They'll be okay. Dog. No. Dak just had another child. I don't know that usually saw some. Oh yeah, congratulations to Dak. Had a daughter today. I think he named her Aura. So Dak is a girl dad times 2. So to Dak Prescott, man. I'm good. It's good to see him, you know, have a family, you know, have a wife, man. It kind of just brings everything home, man. So I know that's important for Dak. So salute to Dak. Notice how they trade away Bond and not one mention the dead money. Oh, you mean Bond? You mean No. They didn't trade against Bond. They traded Huff. They traded Huff. They traded Ray Huff, right? And that was the thing I said about Philly. They got Huff last year in free agency, got him, realized this ain't gonna work, got him out of there, eat the dead money, but you just gotta go. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta go. You ain't gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying? That's what they said when it came to Huff. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's the difference in philosophies. It's a difference in philosophies. Tuck put on a barbecue apron cooking. I'm actually about to go put on my apron. Well, I actually don't cook with an apron. You know what I'm saying? I got the Jimmy Curse joint on. You know what I'm saying? You know, we bought these shirts. Oh yeah. Okay, Mark. Okay, cool. You read me wrong. Bottom line is, if you're not in the building, it's all talk and speculation. Yeah. I just had to. Hey, Vaughn, too much info. You know what I'm saying? Too much info on that one, Vaughn. So yeah. But yeah, I was like, yo, because remember, and we'll talk about this here in a second. Everything we're doing is about competing. Everything I hear now, everything we're competing. Everything we're doing now is about competition. Right? I don't think sitting third string guys in, you know what I'm saying, in preseason is about competing in competition. Because think about this, y'all. We wasted last year's preseason of letting Trey Lance throw the ball 70 damn times in a preseason game. That was a wasted preseason. That was a wasted preseason last year because it was just Trey Lance throwing the ball 70 damn times. My girl, Sis Sadiq says, I believe that the Schotty will put these guys there in preseason. We'll see. You know, I if I had to gauge it, I would say yes. You know what I'm saying? If I had to gauge it, now it might not be Dak, right? I think Dak will probably be out, right? CD will probably be out. Micah will be out because he probably won't be signed yet. So like CD, Micah, Tyler Smith, probably. Outside of that, I don't want to see no gold chains and sunflower seeds. And I really would like to see Dak out there too as well, honestly. Especially in a brand new offense, brand new cadence. We're getting rid of the here we go. No more here we go. Right? So we're getting rid of all that. And I get some people are going to say, oh, we don't want to reveal any of our offense. We want to catch Philly. Bro. And I tell you what. I tell you who better be playing in preseason. Every damn running back that we have on this roster should be playing in preseason. Every last one of them should be playing in preseason. Every last one of them. Every last one of them. From Javonte Williams to Miles Sanders to Jadon Blue to Phil Maffa to Deuce Vaughn. Every last one of these running backs need to be playing in preseason. Tyler Guyton needs to be playing in preseason. If Dak don't play preseason, we're a cook. I wouldn't say that, bro, because like I said, I remember when Dak came back from the ankle injury and he went to Tampa without any preseason. Because I was preaching, I was like, yo, he's coming back off the ankle injury. Like, I would like to see Dak kind of, a little bit. They didn't do it. Dak went out there to Tampa, and he was in dog mode. You know what I'm saying? He was in dog mode. So he's done it before. But, man, this is a brand new offense, brand new offensive coordinator, brand new play caller, brand new. Everything is brand new for the most part. You should give it a go. A series or two. I'm not saying you should be playing all the way into the third quarter, but you got to give it a series or two, right? I would think so. I would think so. My dog JC in the building. What's going on with you, big bro? CFO Sports, do you think our linebacker room will be better this year? Talking about from a room perspective. So I would say no. Right. I would say no as of now, right? Because you think about comparing this where we were last year. We had Overshown back, so we're all excited about that. We had Maris. We had Eric Kendricks. Then who else did we have? Who was our other guy? I'm missing somebody. Eric Kendricks. Who was the fourth linebacker? Forgot. Who was our fourth guy? Yeah, another guy. Linebacker, right? Versus you have Maris in year 2. You have Sanborn, Murray, who I think Murray is going to be a dog. I think Murray is going to be a dog. I know, yeah, Damone Clark. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that was our linebacker core then, right? So I kind of felt more comfortable with those guys than where we are right now because Overshown will not be back. He said possibly Thanksgiving game for the Chiefs, so we'll mark him out. You have Maris, year 2, Murray, and then you have Sanborn. Then you have Shamar James, who we drafted out of Florida, Damone Clark, So there's a lot of unprovens at linebacker. Also, as I've been saying this, you also have to be able, going back to what I was originally talking about, to have defensive tackles that can keep the linebackers clean. If these Eagles guards are able to get to the second level and, pin and pull and do it because we don't have someone taking up that front shield, it's going to be a long night, right? So I feel like it's a ripple effect. You get better defensive tackles, get better guys in the interior, that helps your linebackers. It helps your linebackers, it helps your back. You know what I'm saying? Your access your secondary, right? It's just a ripple effect, right? We have to start up front in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? I know I was team weapons all draft, but once we got Pickens, I got the ultimate. I got little Uzi. You know what I'm saying? Got little Lucy on me now. Like got, you know what I'm saying, George Pickens. But now defensive tackle, it is a massive blinking light for me, y'all. It's a massive blinking light. Because here's the thing. Let's say Mazi doesn't take a leap. That's even worse. You know what I'm saying? If Mazi doesn't take a leap, you know, like, you know, so it's one of those situations, right, where it's like, go get some guys. Coach Zim had to stand to the podium and say, I need more noses, plural. Coach Zim said, I cannot cook with this, y'all. Coach Zim said, I cannot, my bad, Instagram, I forgot all about y'all and y'all questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to watching the chat on the screen. My bad. A guy JR says, Dak needs to play at least 2 games, at least close to a half. I agree. That guy Dallas Cowboys SB says, I'm nervous about this culture talk. One-on-one basketball knockouts, ping pong tables, locker rooms, moving lockers doesn't mean anything. Guys showing on the field. Pin that, Dallas Cowboys, because that's the whole topic for the show. I know you guys, if you want Instagram, you can just come over to CFO Sports right now, subscribe to the channel like all these Cowboys fans have, and you can see everything that we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all just seeing me talk on the phone. So y'all probably like, what the hell is I'm doing? Y'all can see the chat. Y'all can see everything. If you just come over to CFO Sports, hit that subscribe button and join the community. Yeah, I forgot this was even on. I only looked over here because my brother just called. I was like, oh, okay. I am live on Instagram. Y'all make sure I turn my Instagram off. I don't want to be like live streaming all damn day. Sadiq says, this is why I'm saying you will see Dak and many others tuck maybe 1 quarter, but we'll see. Yeah, I think just a quarter, just a rhythm, you know, just a drive or two, you know, kind of get in motion. Get in motion a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying play into the 3rd quarter or anything like that, right? It's a series or two. Nothing too crazy. Live action. You know, it's different. It's different because when you're at camp, you got this red jersey on. If someone even comes close to touching you, they getting kicked up out of practice. Like, you need your timing up. You need your timing. You need your pace, you need your rhythm, you need your cadence, you need all those different things. And when you have a brand new offensive coach and offensive play caller, you want to make sure that is in sync, especially when you're going to play the Super Bowl champs again, week 1. Now, if we were playing the Browns again, yeah, sit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Let me play preseason. You know what I'm saying? I'll play preseason if we playing the Browns again. But we ain't got the Browns again. I only asked about the linebacker room because I want to know if we can stop the run with what we have, and if not, we are in deep doo-doo. Do I think that we can stop the run currently with what we have? No, I do not. And honestly, the scariest part about that, y'all, is I honestly don't think that we can stop the pass either currently, depending on injury. You know, if you're saying it's going to be Andrew Booth, Kyer Elam, and Deron Bland versus A.J. Brown and Smitty and Goddard and, you know, No. So I still think defensively, there's still work that needs to be done. Now, I get it, right? A lot of people are talking about Eberflus's scheme, and we'll get into all that this summer. But you can't scheme bad personnel. Either you got it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? You can't scheme bad personnel. Last night or yesterday, I thought I was going to be cute, right? I thought I was going to hop on College Football 25. Like, you know what? I'm going to play with my nose, right? I've been playing with my nose since the game came out. I am going to play with Florida State, right? I picked Florida State. Who did the guy get? He got Alabama and Jalen Milroe. Even though I know my playbook, I know my scheme, bro, it was a damn bloodbath. It was a bloodbath. I couldn't do anything. I could try to run the ball. My offensive line was getting pummeled through. You know, the running lanes he had was just, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have the personnel to compete. It wasn't my scheme. My scheme has been working. My scheme works just fine with Alabama. My scheme works just fine with Ohio State. But I just didn't have the personnel. I just think that the Cowboys need to go get the personnel defensively to stop the run. My gamer tag is TZ Does It. Let me type it in because I always try to spell it for you guys. Bam. That's my gamer tag right there. If you guys want smoke. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants smoke until they get it. You know what I'm saying? Go ask Dez about wanting that smoke in college football. Go ask Henny about wanting that smoke in college football. Go ask Terrence Parson about wanting that smoke in college football. Go ask Lou Takes about wanting that smoke in college football. Go ask him. You know what I'm saying? Go ask him. It's on PS5. Yeah, that's my gamer tag on PS5, my PSN. You know what I'm saying? Go ask them. You know what I'm saying? What it's really like when you ask for that smoke in college football 25 and I give it. You know what I'm saying? I'm my goddamn hookah lounge on PS5. Now, I wanted to talk specifically about this. This is kind of segue to the Instagram question about the culture, right? And so we have been hearing culture. It sounds like a damn Cardi B rap song when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys all of a sudden. Culture. Don't know Cardi B's daughter's name is Culture. You know what I'm saying? No, love more than culture. Follow my, you know what I'm saying? It sounds like a Cardi B rap song when it comes to Dallas Cowboys interviews because everybody's just screaming culture. And so for a minute, I was like, what are they really saying? Like, is a ping pong table really that valuable, right? Is switching a locker around really that big of a deal? Right? Is paintballing really that big of a deal? What has gotten everyone so excited that everybody you talk to is just screaming culture on some Cardi B stuff, right? So I reached out to a few people who will remain named, right? I'm not no chatty patty, right? Players, coaches, you know what I'm saying? Insiders. And like, yo, what the hell is going on, right? And once I started getting a consistent message, right? Because when you talk to one person, you might talk to one player or one reporter, right? And you might hear one thing, right? And then you might talk to someone who's completely different. Then you might talk, you know what I'm saying? So then I'm kind of like, right? But when I start hearing consistency with these messages from players to, you know what I'm saying, insiders, all sorts of stuff, I'm like, okay, now I get it, right? So if you guys know, during the coaching hire phase, I was very vocal about bringing in Coach Prime, right? Bringing in Coach Prime, having him come coach in Dallas because he would bring culture change. He would bring swagger. He would bring confidence. He would bring someone that the players can trust and rally behind, right? So I was very vocal about Coach Prime. I know some people kind of hated it, right? But I was very vocal. I know Michael Irvin was. The list goes on and on about bringing Coach Prime in Dallas. Of course, that didn't happen. We hired Brian Schottenheimer, all right? Now, this might sound a little crazy because Tuck is always saying something crazy, right? Because I'm this old crazy-ass Tuck, right? After hearing what I'm hearing in Dallas, Schottenheimer is I don't want to say Temu, even though Temu got some good quality. My wife got this hat from Temu that she was wearing around today saying, just put it on my husband's tab. I'm like, where the hell did you get that hat from? She's like, I got it from Temu, right? So Temu does have some quality stuff, right? But I feel like we're getting a version of Coach Prime with Brian Schottenheimer. Allow me to elaborate, right? You know, if you ever played sports, you know, I played sports growing up, right? Played sports in high school, played in college, even though I wasn't focused as I should have been, you know. There's always a difference of having a coach that cares about your performance versus having a coach that cares about you, right? And I'll say this, I might be on Facebook, so he might see this, you know what I'm saying? Apologize, coach, but it just is what it is, right? My football coach in high school didn't care if I was getting in trouble. He didn't care if I had the grades or good grades, right? He didn't care about any of that unless it was just enough to not disrupt me being on the field or us being on the field, because I had good grades, you know what I'm saying? Because I was smart, right? So he didn't care about any of that, right? Right? If I just needed a C to be eligible, then all I needed to do was get a C, right? Or if I needed a D just to be eligible to play on Thursday, that's perfectly fine, right? If I got in trouble or we got in trouble, he would talk to the teachers and say, hey, they're still going to play on Friday, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, got into fights, suspension got delayed to buy, you know what I'm saying? Like, stuff like that. So it was all about the players on the field, right? And we were a damn good football team, right? Now, my basketball coach, who I talk to still to this day, talks from my head off, you know what I'm saying? He was different. He cared about us as the person, the man, like what type of young man that we're going to be. You know what I'm saying? Are we going to escape this reality of our city and break above that? He really took a vested interest in us as people, right? Like Coach Coleman, not everybody on the basketball team had scholarship offers, right? And I remember Coach Coleman put all of his seniors into the van and he took us around to all these different JUCO colleges. He's like, listen, I'm not saying I'm gonna get y'all D1 or whatever, right? But I am going to make sure that each and every senior that played for me is going to have an opportunity to just go to college and get away. So some of my friends went to JUCOs here, there, right? But he made sure that it was like 8 of us, right? That at least all of us had an offer to advance our college knowledge and go to college, right? It wasn't about playing sports or playing basketball, right? But it was about just advancing, right? He really took an interest in us as people. And that still means the world to me till this day. Coach might be watching this show right now. He watches the channel. When I send him stuff like, yo, coach, I'm at the Super Bowl. He's like, you know what I'm saying? He was at my wedding. Like, he took that type of interest in me, in our team, right? So when it really came to rallying as a team, I'm not sure if I told you guys the story. We lost the state championship at the buzzer beater, crazy story, right? But we would follow Coach Coleman wherever. Right? We would follow Coach Coleman to wherever because we know that Coach Coleman didn't only just value us as players, but he also valued us as men or young men at the time because we're in high school, right? I think that from what I'm hearing that is the culture that Brian Schottenheimer is building in Dallas, right? I think when it came to Mike McCarthy, it was Mike McCarthy is kind of a cool guy, but it was always kind of football business first, right? I think that's kind of how it was. And then you saw maybe Dan Quinn out boxing with the guys. And you might saw, that's like, the defensive coaches might have did stuff like that, right? Where I feel like Brian Schottenheimer, from what I'm hearing as of now, is making the biggest impact culturally is that he is taking an invested interest into each and every individual player. That is what he's doing, right? Whether you're Dak, because Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott, they had their meetings. Tad even said that, hey, I think Mike knew before I did that Dak was expecting his first child. Like, so Dak and Mike McCarthy were like this, having their private meetings. But Mike McCarthy wasn't meeting with Micah about shit. That's Zim's job, right? Mike McCarthy wasn't meeting with Trayvon really about shit. That was probably Al Harris and them, Mike McCarthy wasn't dealing with the special teams. That's more like Fossil. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Mike McCarthy was kind of just business, even though I think that he really focused and had an emphasis on work-life balance and let players like Micah go to the boxing match during camp as long as he made it back. Like, he was that guy, but it was business first. It was more about a business relationship. From what I've been hearing and the consistent message that I've been getting across the board, whether it's from players, staff, wherever, right, is that Brian Schottenheimer is getting to know these players at a personal level. Not just know that Dak has had a baby, but also know, Wanye's son's name and, like all sorts of stuff, right? And it was like when Osa, because I heard the story, when Osa had his event, it wasn't that, or was it Osa or was it Micah? I think it was Osa. Osa had an event too, right? Osa had an event. It wasn't just Schotty showing up. It wasn't just Eberflus showing up, but they made sure Stephen Jones showed up as well. So those little things can kind of go a long way, right? And just like Calvin said, Mike McCarthy couldn't connect with today's young man. Yeah, I mean, Mike's old. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mike is old. Mike is... Mike is kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? He came out to Mini-Man, you know what I'm saying? But it's not truly who he is, right? I feel like Dan Quinn was able to do that, but Dan Quinn was just on the defensive side of the ball, right? You always saw Dan Quinn and Micah, Dan Quinn and Osa, Dan Quinn and Sam Williams, Dan Quinn, in the defensive guys, right? But Dan Quinn wasn't hanging out with Dak and going to lunch with CD and, and Tony Pollard and shit. He was just focused on his defensive guys. And that's why you always felt like defense was one team, offense was completely different, right? You had J-Ron Curse and, those kind of guys and, Donovan Wilson, like they were their own little clique over here, and offense was their own little clique over there. And we'll just see y'all on Sundays, right? But from what Dak has said, from what I'm heard, Schotty is tearing all that shit down. Defense hangs out with offensive players. Y'all eat lunch together. Y'all really get intertwined. So then that way you fight for your brother. Not just your defensive brother, but your offensive brother, right? If someone throws a punch or a late hit on Javonte Williams, then Osa might need to step up and push somebody on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it kind of builds that camaraderie. So when I hear culture is being fun again, like the music has changed, it's ping pong tables, it's paintball. Now I understand what they're saying from the culture aspect, right? It's more of a Coach Prime type atmosphere, right? So I'll tell you guys this. I got to interview Coach Prime when they played here versus KU, when Devin Neal went crazy that game, right? When I spoke to Coach Prime, it just felt like I would run through a brick wall for this man. Like, he spoke with me with poise. He asked me my name after, he shook my hand, because I was in the Colorado room, so he knows everyone. Shook my hand, talked to me. Like, bro, if Coach Prime says, yo, I want you to move to Colorado and cover the Colorado Buffaloes, I would have been on the first train smoking. Because he had that poise, he took that interest, he took that extra second to shake my hand and kind of hear where I'm from, and all. It's just like, and of course, the aura, it's Coach Prime, right? So I feel like Schotty is going to Coach Prime it in his own way, right? Do I think Coach Prime is one of the best X's and O minds in college football? Absolutely not, right? But what does Coach Prime do? He just hires those guys on his staff that are those guys. You see what I'm saying? And so that is what Schotty is doing. Coach Prime had Mike Zimmer. Y'all saw how Mike Zimmer had Jaden Daniels in a damn frenzy. You imagine what he was doing at Jackson State? You know what I'm saying? Like, you imagine what he was doing in college? You know what I'm saying? So Coach Prime said, nah, I know Coach Zimmer. I went and got Coach Zimmer and brought him on my staff. Right? So I feel like Schottenheimer's doing that with Clayton Adams, with Connor Riley, with Ken Dorsey, with Junior Adams, Matt Eberflus, right? Hey, I don't have to be the guy. I'm going to get quality guys, but I'm going to build the culture. I'm going to build the foundation. I'm going to build the unison with this team in my image that I want it. I got one shot to do this. I've been waiting for this moment. Oh Lord, for Brian Schottenheimer. He is building this in his image, right? You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance to blow, right? So when I see that, now I understand why everything is culture, like a Cardi B record. Now, the question y'all really want to know, will this translate on the field? We'll have to see, right? We'll have to see, but I highly doubt that you are going to see a lot of finger pointing on this team this year, and I highly doubt you're not going to see any quit, right? We are going to get, listen, Cowboys Nation, listen to me, Linda. We are going to get punched in the mouth. It is going to happen. It is going to happen. And it's probably going to happen week one. We might come out week one, eyes swole up, lumped up, right? But will you be able to pick yourself off the canvas? Will you fight back? I think that this team is in a unique position where they have the opportunity to finally prove people wrong. Because typically right now it's, who do you got winning the NFC East? What's going to be between the Cowboys and the Eagles? And if you look at the NFC, Dallas is a strong team. They're getting Dak Prescott back and Mike McCarthy, Super Bowl hitting head coach, and right? Everyone's singing their praises. Not this year. Ain't nobody singing the Cowboys' praises besides a few random Cowboys fans who just decided to put their blindfolds on and just ignore the warning signs. Vegas don't believe in you. PFF don't. The NFL don't. Even the NFL really ain't talking about you like that. A lot of analysts is not. Right? The Dallas Cowboys have a golden opportunity where there shouldn't be a lot of noise, shouldn't be a lot of pollution, shouldn't be a lot of distractions. Not everyone's singing your praises, where this team can go out there, band together as brothers, lock arms, lock in, go out there and compete and fight back and show the world that you can fight in your own weight class for once. Golden opportunity. You have the defending Super Bowl champs and the reigning Super Bowl MVP opening night. The whole world's going to be watching that. The whole world's going to be watching that. And then on Thanksgiving, you got the guy who they beat, who's pretty much the GOAT as of right now, coming to Dallas. The whole world's going to be watching that. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We don't need a slogan. We don't need a t-shirt. We don't need Carpe Diem or Carpe Armia or Finish the Fight or blah, 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 or Root It. We don't need shirts. It is time for the Dallas Cowboys to mask up and just put in work. Is that rhyme? Is that rhyme? We do not need shirts. It's time for the Dallas Cowboys to mask up and put in work. Look at me rapping. Salute to Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Put me on a feature. That's what it should be. Shirt off season. No shirts this year. Shirts off. Y'all, for all my fighters out there, y'all really get into a scrap? What is the first thing y'all do, right? Take your shirt off, right? You take your shirt off because you don't want nobody pulling your shirt over your head and wailing on you, right? Take them shirts off. I don't want to see no rooted, no tooted, no booted, no nothing. Take them shirts off. Mask up and let's throw hands. That should be where we be. That should be where we're at right now. All the talk about being physical, about being dominant, competing, all of that, right? Take the shirts off. Shiesties on. Mask up and put in work. That's how you get the respect. That's how you get the glitz and glamour. That's how you get the hype. Right? Yeah, right, Klaus. Let's put people on shirts. Let's put people on shirts with angel wings. You know what I'm saying? Let's put people on shirts. We don't need cute little slogans. No, not this year. Put them in the dirt, then put them on a shirt. Well, I'm rapping today. I might drop a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? I might just drop a mixtape. I still got it, y'all. Put them in the dirt, then put them on a shirt. That's it. Every week, hurts on a shirt. Put them in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? That's how you earn it, right? It shouldn't be a situation where we as Cowboys fans have to do all the fighting. I mean, Cowboys Nation, we be scrapping our asses off. You know what I'm saying? Soon as somebody says something wrong about Dak, we out there. Shirts off. Angie throwing her purse, you know what I'm saying? I'm jumping off at the side, you know what I'm saying? Rome coming in with the left hook. We kicking up dirt. We doing, you know what I'm saying? We doing all the fighting. We shouldn't have to fight so hard. I want them to fight. I want it to be where, we got to go play Dallas, and that's a tough-ass team to play against. Hey, we got to go to AT&T Stadium. That's a hard place to win. Hey, I know they got some guys you're not familiar with, but them Dallas Cowboys, they play hard. I was sore after that game. I was, right? Let's set that tone. That's the cultural change. You can play paintball. You can play ping pong. You can turn the locker room into goddamn Dave and Buster's. But until you go out there and earn your respect on the field, it means absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a moment of opportunity that the Dallas Cowboys rarely get. We are not favored in any game except one. I think that's versus the Giants. That's how little people, they have the Dallas Cowboys total wins for this year at 7.5. Vegas is saying if the Cowboys win 8 games, I'll pay y'all money. They are saying if the Cowboys win 8 games, I'll write you a check. You know how disrespectful that is? 8 games? I keep waiting for the line to maybe shift a little bit. It is still there. At 7.5. I might go put more money on the over. You know what I'm saying? They are blatantly disrespecting you and saying the Dallas Cowboys is not even worth winning 8 games. What, that's one more than last year. So channel that. Channel it. Channel that underdog. Yeah, T-Jack. Channel that underdog energy. Channel that disbelief. Channel that being able to prove somebody wrong. Channel that. Embrace it, because we never get it. We never get it. It's always, is this the year for the Cowboys to get over the hump and win the Super Bowl? Is this the year? Is this the year? Is this the year? Is this the year? This the year? Right? Channel that. It shouldn't be cute. What's the odds? Shit, let's look. Let's see. This here. Total, let's see here. I think it was where are we? Yeah, so hold on. Let me move y'all real quick. Instagram. Hold on. Let me see. 1 second. I'll get this up for y'all. Get to that. All right, so boom. So as of right now, let me zoom in. Zoom. Everybody like zoom. Zoom. All right. So Dallas Cowboys right now, yeah, it is over is minus 155. I think I got it at minus 125. So what Vegas is telling you, the over is at minus 135. So you can probably line shop, right? I think I got like at minus like one. So I locked it as soon as it came out, right? So the over is minus 155 because it's probably pushing. Cowboys fans are probably dumping tons of money into it, pushing that line up, right? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's disrespectful. The Falcons, they got the Seahawks expected to win more games. They got the Steelers total higher, Vikings total higher. They got Caleb Williams total higher. The Dolphins, Bengals, Bucks, Packers, Broncos, Texans, Commanders at 9.5, Rams at 9.5, Chargers, 49ers at 10.5. And they got the Giants at 5.5. We are tied with the Jaguars. They have us with the same win total as the Jacksonville Jaguars. They actually have the Patriots higher than us. If that's not a sign to lock in, I don't know what else is. If seeing the Commanders, right? The Commanders play the Eagles in the NFC Championship isn't a sign to lock in, I don't know what else is. Right? This ain't me, right? The Jaguars, they got the Patriots expected to win more games than the Cowboys. Take that. Channel that disrespect. Band together. It shouldn't be no smiling. I know you lying. Ain't no way Dallas winning just fine. Like I said, hey Dom, this ain't me. This is what they set the win total at 7.5. So if you guys understand how sports betting went, right? If you bet $155 that the Cowboys win over 7.5 games or win 8 games, right? You will win $100. So you have to bet 155 to win 100. I think someone said it's at 135, right? So you got to bet $155. You want to win $100. And the Cowboys will win over 8 games, right? I ain't telling you what to do with your money, but I know what I did with mine. And it's been stuck like that. I agree with it, though. My fellow Cowboys fans fall for the hype every year. Nothing will change until Jerry changes. Yeah, I mean, that's part of it. You know, Fresh, I can't disagree, right? I will say this, y'all. I don't know how he does it. Too much rapping. But, you know, 'cause, 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 you know, ' Jerry's a mastermind. Jerry Jones is a mastermind. Because the way that he finessed himself out of all that pressure and scrutiny that was coming down on him, and now everything's forgiven, tickets flying off the shelves. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. He did it. There is no pressure on Jerry. He gave Overshown 0, traded for George Pickens, and all was forgiven. Got Pickens on accident, all forgiven. So, it is what it is. That is why he is who he is. He is a master marketer. Charisma, right? He can sell, charm, charismatic, all that. And we have come accustomed as Cowboys fans of little things making it big things, right? My dog DMV in the building says American Pie ass fans. Yeah, stiff meisters. You know what I'm saying? But it's just how it works, bro. It's just, I don't know. He is good at what I can't figure it out. I don't understand it. But like I said, y'all, I've been a season ticket holder for 5 years now. My tickets have never sold as quick as they did this year. They have never sold as quick. They have never sold as quick. Them things flew off the shelves. By the time me and Mama Tuck posted our tickets the day the schedule came out. She called me back an hour later. She's like, we sold all the games except 2 and the parking passes. And y'all know, like, I priced my tickets up there. You know what I'm saying? Like them Philly tickets, I think we put them for like almost like $5,000 a piece, right? Them things was gone. Them things just gone. The only tickets I have left are the Giants, the opener, because it's a noon game, right? So I don't know what Jerry did. I don't know why all was just forgiven, but he did it. I had a friend, I ain't gonna say his name, you know what I'm saying? He was my roommate in college. He would, he's married now, so it doesn't matter, right? He would cheat on his girlfriend constantly. And I remember one morning, it was like midday, right? His girlfriend came over and was like, where is he? And I was like, he's not here. Because I wasn't trying to get involved with that, right? So I'm like, he's not here, right? She came over early in the morning, like, he's not here, right? So she left, went on Tinder, blowing his phone up, you know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 right? So they come back like at 5 p.m. They come over back to the house. They're in the living room arguing, right? And she is like, well, tell me where you was this morning and it'll be forgiven. And he was like, Tuck, tell her I had to go meet with my teacher this morning to get study lessons for the exam. Now, y'all, this is a Sunday. This is a Sunday, right? This is a Sunday. What professor is meeting with someone at 6 or 7 in the morning on a Sunday to go over exam? And I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I forgot you told me that. Like, I'm just like, bro, don't put me in this shit. I'm like, yeah, bro, I forgot you said that. And she's like, oh. And she was like, well, damn, that's all you had to say. Tuck, why did you tell me this morning that he was out studying? So she started coming at me. And then he was like, yeah, Tuck, why didn't you just tell her where I was at the school? And I was like, you gotta be shitting me. Y'all are attacking me. And so she bought it hook, line, and sinker that her boyfriend on a Saturday night or Sunday morning was studying with his professor for the exam. The lie didn't make no sense. The timing doesn't make no sense. If she would have double checked, she would have known the library doesn't even open till like 10 a.m. But she just bought it, right? That's who Jerry Jones is. Jerry Jones will come up with something and we'll just buy it. And we'll just buy it. We'll just, oh, okay. Why didn't you tell me, Jerry, that the airflow in Dallas was different in the AT&T Stadium, so COVID can't even get in the building? Oh, well, of course. Well, of course. Yeah. We don't need a mask in here in AT&T Stadium because the way that the airflow goes with our building, you can't even get COVID in here. Just buy it. Bro, he set me up, bro. He set me up. They over here, they in my living room on a Sunday in front of my TV arguing at me like I did something wrong. Only thing I did was open the damn door. You know what I'm saying? That's the only wrong I did was open the door. I came home to my house Saturday night after the club. He did not. But she bought it. She bought it. They said that. They argue with me. Next time, Tuck, just tell her where you at. I shouldn't have been so rude about it. You know? Tuck's always doing this. And they roam off. They go out to eat and have dinner that night. And now I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy for opening my door on a Sunday hungover at 6:30 in the morning and saying he's not here. You know what I'm saying? I was like, he ain't here. You know, where is he? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but she bought it constantly. Oh, damn it, Tuck, speak up. I ain't speaking up for nothing, bro. Like, no, hell no. Because if you're going to lie, at least let's get it in sync. At least let's come up with the creative lie. At least say you went to jail or something, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro, but like studying with the professor at 6:30, 7:30 7 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday, the library's not even open, bro. You should know this. You go to school with us. You know what time the library opens. You know what time the library opens. Shit. Have you never been to the school library? You didn't see it completely blacked out because it's not open. What librarian is going to open up the school library at 6 in the morning on a Sunday? I don't think the public library is even open that day. You know? So, yeah, Lewis, that's what I said, bro. People took the mask off. You know? And see, what happened was people started going into that stadium during a pandemic, right? But what people did not know, this is how slick Jerry is, right? People did not know during the pandemic, when you accepted your tickets on SeatGeek, you were accepting a disclaimer that said the Dallas Cowboys were not responsible if you were to get sick. We didn't know that. We just, accept your tickets. Just accept your tickets. Check the box. Check the box, right? Only way I found out is one time I went to a game and the box wasn't checked. So you got to check the box. I'm like, well, hell, what's the hell in the box? And I started reading it. Oh, Jerry done snuck some language. You can come on in here, but if you get sick, that shit ain't on us. Jerry said, you can come over here, watch the Dallas Cowboys. You don't have to have a mask on. We're not going to social distance, but if you get sick, that's on you. Don't blame my airflow. You know what I'm saying? So it's just who he is, man. It was a hell of a fine print. You know what I'm saying? Because we all get tickets. You accept your tickets. You know what I'm saying? You're good to go. They're like, oh, yeah, you haven't checked the box. I'm like, what's on this box? And I'm like, looking at it. And I'm like, dog. Whatever. But what did I do? Checked the box. Went on in there. We them boys. You know what I'm saying? I checked that damn box. Walked right on in there. We them boys. Jerry Jones is a mastermind when it comes to marketing and also manipulation. I got to give him credit for it. I got to give him credit for it. He does not miss with that. He gave us overshown jerseys and George Pickens by accident. All forgiven. It was Mike McCarthy's fault. Mike McCarthy's fault. Everything last year was Mike McCarthy's fault. You know what I'm saying? Mike McCarthy's fault. Let's see here. Keep the questions flowing. We're gonna roll for a little bit. We still on Instagram. Yeah, we still on Instagram. There's a group of fans that hate Mr. Jones and blame him for the lack of playoff success since '95. Then please explain why KC, who has had the same owner since their inception, took 50 years to get back. I mean, it's different though, bro, because the Chiefs have never marketed themselves as America's team, the biggest, the brightest, the best, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Even when the Chiefs wasn't winning the Super Bowl, they were still competitive. You know what I'm saying? They were getting the AFC championships. They really just had Tom Brady in the way, to be honest with you. So let's see here. Did Jerry have a PhD in psychology? I don't know. He might. What is Jerry's degree? You know what I'm saying? We gotta dig into Jerry's background, because there is not a better master manipulator than Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones can say a bunch of nothing and people will be like, oh. There are still people to this day, content creators, media, that would be like, well, Jerry said in his interview. We all got grandparents, older grandparents. We don't take their words for any value. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that's just grandma talking. That's just grandpa talking, right? There are still people that will just take Jerry's word like it's the gospel. Well, Jerry said, okay. You sure that's the... Jerry's degree is life, facts. Jerry's degree is I get to the money. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Degree, school of hard knocks. You know what I'm saying? Jerry got a PhD in paternity. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't heard from that girl since. Y'all ain't heard from that girl since, have you? Y'all ain't heard. Y'all ain't have not heard from that girl since. Though he got an assault case pending, ain't heard nothing about it. Not in the news, no nothing. Jerry has the gift of gab. Jerry would have told his girlfriend he was at the library and she would have bought it. Studying. Oh yeah. Some people just have it. I don't have it. I do not have that gift. You know, some people are master manipulators and can lie and, you know, smooth players and all sorts of stuff like that. I never had that gift. I'm a Capricorn. I was always true. Where was you last night? I was with somebody else. Shit. What? You was with somebody else? Yeah, I went to the club. I got drunk. I met this chick. Don't remember her name. Went back to her house. It is what it is. I'm not gonna lie and say I was at the library. No, I was at some house. I don't know where that house was, but I was, yeah. Who was she? I do not know. I don't remember, right? But I wasn't here last night. That's why I wasn't home. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight to it. I can't lie like that. I can't lie. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not in me. I'm just truthful and honest. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, you got me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. You know, some of my friends would, you know, hide phones, hide messages, do all that stuff. I ain't doing all that shit. Hey, it is what it is. Like, do you want to stay here or do you not? Okay, cool. If you don't, then obviously somebody else is somebody else is going to take me if you leave. So obviously But that's a long time ago. That's a long time ago. It's a long time ago. Get ready for championship games this evening. My flag football team's been running all day. Hey, good luck, bro. Good luck with the flag football, man. A bachelor in science degree in business administration. Okay, business admin for Jerry. Okay. I don't know, J Tuck. I'm a Capricorn too. That's so true. We don't have that gift. We tell it to him straight, bro. We can't. I can't lie. Even when I like that's the one thing my wife will tell you. She's like, my husband just doesn't lie. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm too truthful sometimes, you know, and I think that is a fault of mine because I'll say things that hurts people sometimes. But it's like, well, damn, bro, you have to tell me like that. And I'm just like, shit, bro, you asked me for my advice. You know, one of my friends is going through some relationship troubles with this girl. And I was like, bro, at the end of the day, you either got to stay with her and stop bitching or leave her. Damn, bro, it's like that. Yes, that's your two options. If you don't like the stuff that she's doing and you constantly complain about it and you decide to stay, you don't stay with her and stop bitching, or you're going to leave and just leave and move on and get somebody else. There's literally apps right now where you can find you a date anywhere. But bro, we're not going to sit here and hear you bitching about your girl every Saturday morning while I'm trying to play college football 25. I'm trying to win a bowl. You saying the same shit for the last 3 months. So bro, either you're going to stay and stop bitching or just leave her or don't call me about it. That's the Capricorn in me, where I should have been like, all right, let me hear you out. And it's been like 4 to 5 months, the same conversation. She's doing the same thing. You talk to her about it. She's still going out. She's still doing all this. She's still doing, just, leave. Leave. Or deal with it. Anybody that thinks Jerry Jones cares more about the money than Super Bowl is delusional. If you think that way, you don't think Super Bowl winners don't benefit financially, get real. I think Jerry can care less about, he cares about winning the Super Bowl, but it's not the main thing. I heard it's because the longer that the money's in the bank, the more money they make off of it. So the way it lasts possible second. Yeah, Capricorns, truth even hurts. So now y'all understand why my content is the way it is. I can't sugarcoat everything. So I'm just truthful. Like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Jack Sanborn, I feel like he's going to lead the team in tackles. Shit, I don't know, bro. He has never done that before in his career. So I'm not going to say he's going to do that this year until proven otherwise. Can he? Yeah. Could I? Yeah, possibly. There's always a chance. But I ain't going to come out here and just lie and be like, okay, we're good at linebacker because we got a special teams guy who played defense in Chicago before. No, I can't. Like, the Capricorn in me won't even let me do that to y'all. Y'all would be able to know, like, all right, Tuck is lying. You know what I'm saying? Tuck is lying. Tuck don't feel that way. And that's what I was talking about yesterday with the retirement stuff. Like, bro, even if I wanted to lie and sugarcoat and make Kool-Aid content, y'all would be able to read through that shit. Y'all be like, man, okay, so Tuck is liking every draft pick. Tuck likes every draft pick that we got, every UDFA we got. He likes all of them. That ain't even him. Y'all be like, that ain't even Tuck. Y'all be like, that ain't even him. He like everybody. He likes every free agent acquisition. He likes every draft pick. He likes every UDFA. That ain't even Tuck, bro. That ain't Tuck. He lying. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be like, man, Tuck must need some parlay money or something, because that ain't him. This is agreeing and liking every, like, there's some content creators and some people out there, they like every coaching hire we had. They've liked every free agent acquisition that we had. They've liked every trade that we've had. Loved every draft pick that we had. And every UDFA is going to find a way on the roster. Come on, you ain't like that. You ain't like that, bro. You're not like that, bro. You like everything. You think Peyton Turner is really going to have some impact, or you already forgot that we had him, but you liked him when we got him because that was what was trendy? You know what I'm saying? You really think that Jack Sanborn going to beat Luke Kuechly? Do you really see that? You really think Phil Off is Emmitt Smith, dog? You really think he's Emmitt Smith? Really? You really think Jadon Blue, Tony Dorsett? You really? Come on. You really think Schotty is? You really think Schotty's Sean McVay? Come on, bro. What they do in Philly, calm that shit down. Calm some of that shit down. It's okay to pour some Kool-Aid on a few things, but some people just dumping Kool-Aid over the whole fucking... It's okay to have some Kool-Aid every now and then. I might go have some Kool-Aid right now when I go and grill, right? But I ain't gonna just pour Kool-Aid over everything. Some stuff don't need no sugar on it. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff don't need no sugar. You know what I'm saying? You got people to it. Yeah, Vita Vea. Jay is Vita Veda. Like, come on. We pouring. Come on. Hey, come on. It's a little bit, bro. Chill with the sugar. Okay, that's enough, right? As my dog Boss says, you gotta measure it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Now, sometimes when I make Kool-Aid, I do grab the sugar, you know what I'm saying, sugar pack, and I just, you know what I'm saying, until it feels good and kind of let it just pour and dump, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes, bro, I need some measuring cups because I'm seeing way too much sugar and Kool-Aid being dumped over everything. Oh, Brian Schottenheimer just said that he's just so dreamy. I just love the way he speaks in interviews. God damn, bro. Are we going to do this every Schottenheimer interview? I just love, oh my God, I just love how Schotty just talks in interviews. It's just so dreamy. God damn, bro. Let the man have a press conference in peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, can the man just have a press conference in peace without us trying to gas it up? You know what I'm saying? He's had some good interviews, but sometimes he's up there, he ain't saying shit. It's okay, bro. We ain't got to pour sugar over every Brian Schottenheimer interview. Let's let that man coach a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Kool-Aid. Give me a cold bottle of water and keep me hydrated. I don't do Kool-Aid. I do the little packets that you put in, and I put it in my bottle of water to shake it up. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of keep things moving, stay hydrated, man. That's kind of go about my thing. But yeah, I'm more of a water guy. You know what I'm saying? I drink water. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Lowe's is like, yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, can we just let Brian Schottenheimer have an interview without us getting all googly eyed over everything? Like, come on, bro. Oh my God, did you hear what Brian just said about the run game? He's so dreamy. I just love the way he conducts himself in interviews. Oh my God, damn, bro. He literally just gave you all the practice agenda. You know what I'm saying? He literally just gave you the practice agenda. Like, let's reel it back just a little bit, right? But you know, media and fans overanalyze everything. They bore us off. I get that, right? It's over sensationalize everything, right? Because we're excited to see our team out there back, right? We're kind of excited to see our guys, right? So it's just like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Oh my God, like, bro, like, we will get there. I promise in July, we will get there. I promise we will get there where we can really sit back and say, okay, should we be excited about this or we shouldn't? You know what I'm saying? Like, we are, but we're trying to rush it. And we're trying to rush it. Yeah, let him win games first. I don't give a damn how good he sounds in interviews if he's 0-4. Tuck, did you want Schotty or kept Big Mike? Me personally, I want to keep Big Mike and build off what we already built. Me personally. I might be the outlier, but I feel like, one, Mike had established a line of consistency when it comes to winning. Two, he was in a contract year. It was unfair because he lost his quarterback. He lost so many different players. He really didn't have things to be successful, right? So it's like, damn, now it's a revamp. You're stepping back to step forward again versus I wanted to continue to step forward. You know, that was my problem. Is like I'm personally me, I'm in win right now mode, right? And I felt like if you would have just gave Mike McCarthy the ammo and the weapons, we could have got there, right? We could have got there because this is a guy he's shown consistency, right? And I've always explained, like coming from Jason Garrett, it was always these variances where we would be contenders, have a 12 or 13 wins, right? Then we would fall off a cliff. Then we would win 14 games and fall off a cliff. Like it was always this and that, right? I feel like for the Cowboys to get to where we're trying to go, we need to establish a baseline of winning. You know, and Mike McCarthy was doing that. Now, was Mike McCarthy like my favorite coach in the league? Did I love his offense and all that? No. But let's keep it a buck. We've seen what things was like with Jason Garrett when Sean Lee went down. Mike McCarthy was winning games with Cooper Rush. Like he's won a lot of games with a backup quarterback. He's won a lot of games with offensive linemen hurt. You know what I'm saying? He's won the games with LVE being hurt. Like he's won some games that usually, typically as Cowboys fans, we don't win, right? And my biggest frustration when it comes to Mike is they were going to sign Mike back and they let Mike go from the difference of length of contract. Right? They let Mike go due to the length of the contract. So not just Jay Tuck, the Cowboys wanted him back. So why did you let the differences between the length of a contract get in the way? Either you're in or you out. I would have been more open if the Dallas Cowboys say, you know what, we're firing Mike McCarthy and we're moving on and we are going to search high and low for coaches. Their intent was to bring Mike McCarthy back. They blocked his interviews, right? Went back and forth. Him and Jerry had a powwow. They came to a disagreement. Then we started scrambling. You know, so it's like, that's mine. But, you know, I feel like for Schotty, me personally, it's going to be a revamp. You have to, just like with Tyler Guyton, just like with Mazi Smith, you have to let him build this. You have to let him build this, right? And I don't know if Cowboys fans are going to have the patience to let him build. I don't think they're going to let him build it. Let's say Dak is fully healthy and Vegas is right. And we are a 7-win team. What's y'all reaction? What's y'all reaction? Dak is fully healthy. Mike is healthy. Just the schedule, though. Vegas was right, and we win 7 games or 8 games. How do y'all feel? Build what? Build a championship contender. You know what I'm saying? That's the ultimate goal. What is the run scheme? We don't know. We don't know. We don't know any of this. We will all find out together week 1. We will all, because Schottenheimer, he said it, right? When he was calling plays in Seattle, it was 65, 70% Pete's offense versus his offense. So we don't know what a fully Schottenheimer offense even looks like. We can take pieces of it, right? You can take pieces of what he did in Seattle, you know, because a lot of people say like this, right? What kills me is that there's this stigma or this narrative. Because remind me, who brought in Brian Schottenheimer? Who brought Brian Schottenheimer to Dallas, y'all? Mike McCarthy brought Brian Schottenheimer to Dallas. They moved on from Kellen Moore. Mike McCarthy brought Brian Schottenheimer to Dallas, right? It kills me. What's up, Instagram? I ain't forgot about y'all. It kills me, though. People have this notion that Mike McCarthy went out there, brought Brian Schottenheimer to Dallas, and did absolutely nothing that Brian Schottenheimer wanted to do when it comes to his offense. Hey, I'm going to bring you in here, but I'm going to do shit my way. You just sit over there and just look cute for a second. Like, come on. Y'all think that Mike McCarthy specifically chose Brian Schottenheimer, brought him into Dallas to be his OC, and said, okay, now go sit in the corner. I got this shit. Don't worry, I got it. No. I don't want none of your input, bro. I didn't bring you here for input. I didn't bring you here to say shit. I just brought you here to bring you here. But you go over there, all of your ideas, all of your offense philosophy, all of your, you know what I'm saying, keep it over there. I got this. It doesn't even make sense to me. People are like, oh, Brian Schottenheimer had no control over the offense. What do you mean, bro? He was the offensive coordinator. That is your job, to coordinate the offense. Now, people criticize Mike McCarthy's offense. I get it. I understand. It was kind of, right? But a few years ago, 2 to be exact, wasn't we arguing Dak Prescott should have won the MVP over Lamar Jackson? Y'all remember that conversation? Y'all remember that conversation? Right? We thought Dak should have won the MVP over Lamar. You shouldn't, but it was close, right? Statistically wise, he should have, but not team success, right? Right? Remember the whole conversations we were having that the Dallas Cowboys do not lose at home? Right? That was Mike McCarthy. Coordination and play calling is different. This Trill 2X is what I'm trying to get Cowboys to understand. I don't know how I can do this. It might have to be, I don't know, something strategic. I hate when people say it was Kellen Moore's offense. I hate when people say it was Mike McCarthy's offense. I hate when people say it's going to be Brian Schottenheimer's offense. What people have to understand, this is Dakota Rain Prescott's offense. Dakota Rain Prescott's offense. It's his offense. Trill, perfect segue. The first 6 games was terrible, though, Tuck. What happened, Trill? What happened through the course of that season where Dak turned up? What happened when Dak turned up? I made a video on it. It's still out. It's still posted, right? What happened when Dak turned up after the, I think it was after the San Francisco game, right? What happened? Mike McCarthy said, you know what? I was trying this Tex Coast offense, trying to get the ball out quick, attack more horizontal than vertical. You know what, Dak? Here's the keys. You drive this shit. You drive this shit. Yeah. My bad, bro. I try to do my Tex Coast, West Coast approach. Get the ball out quick. You know? Here, bro. Take the keys. You drive this shit. And then it was, here we go. And Dak took off, started cooking. That's what it was. That's what it was. It was Dak Prescott. Now the play calling, right? That's what it is. But Mike McCarthy even said it. Dak goes to the line of scrimmage with 3 play calls in his head. And he is able to adjust based off of the defensive fronts and the look. I've been trying to tell people this. Like, if you ever, like, maybe we'll do this as a class, right? If you sit back and watch Dak Prescott prior to the line of scrimmage, right, or prior to the snap, right, pre-snap, right, Dak Prescott is one of the most active quarterbacks across the league pre-snap. It's just different. Right? It's red Denver, check. Here we go. Mike. Mike's 55. Check. Kim K. Kill. Yeah, here we go. He is doing a lot pre-snap. And other quarterbacks across the league aren't doing that. Right? We might just do a live show on that where I'll just sit and just run it. I'll take the monetization hit or whatever, where we can just sit back and just watch Dak pre-snap. He is active as hell. And I remember I asked Kurt Warner, I was like, Kurt, am I tripping? Or does it feel like Dak Prescott is more active pre-snap than a lot of quarterbacks across the league? He was like, yeah, absolutely. I hate it. But he was like, only certain quarterbacks got that trait. He said Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, and Peyton Manning and Dak Prescott. Yeah, Brady and Peyton Manning did the same thing. So he says only like 4 guys, and he's like Aaron Rodgers had it with Mike McCarthy, and so Mike McCarthy gave it to Dak Prescott. You know, Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. So when you get to the so let's simplify, right? For you guys who play Madden or College Football 26, right? You pick a play out the playbook that you have, all right? You pick the play. You pick the play, right? Pick the play out the playbook, right? But when you're playing Madden and you get to the line of scrimmage, what do you guys normally do? All right, I'm going to do this hot route. I'm going to put this wide receiver on a curl. Okay, now I'm going to put this one on a drag. Okay, now I'll put this third wide receiver over here on a slant. I'm going to block this running back. I'm going to slide protect my offensive line, and I'm going to send my tight end on the street, right? So if you do that, did you run the play that was in your playbook? Right? What if you do that when you're playing Madden, you got the play, the formation, right, out the playbook. But when you get to the line of scrimmage and you change everything, hook, you know what I'm saying, curl, whatever, right? You're doing all these different adjustments. Now it's your play. Now it's your play. I gave you the template. You redesigned it based on the defensive look. See what I'm saying? So I think people really have to understand that even though we're shifting from coordinator to coordinator, a lot of this, y'all, will come down to Dak Prescott. If Dak Prescott gets the line of scrimmage and he sees a light box, right, or maybe a heavy box, he's going to check out the run. We're going to check out the run. You know what I'm saying? Going to check out the run, right? The language is Mike McCarthy's, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what Schottenheimer's talking about, shorten the language, right? The play calling. You know, some of the concepts. my brother Cody, you do that all the time. Yeah, I do that all the time. That's why I be winning, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's my brother Cody in the building. You know what I'm saying? He's been on the other side of some of that J-Tuck play calling. You know? Because I do it almost every play. I don't just run the play stock. I get to the line of scrimmage and I change everything depending on how you look. If I see this corner pressed up, okay, I'm going to send my number 1 wide receiver on the streak. If I see it's a single high safety, okay, now I'm going to run this inside wide receiver on a post to occupy him. Then I'm going to have me an underneath drag, and then I might run, you know, a deep crosser over the top to occupy and high-low the linebacker. All right, that's not I got the formation out the playbook, but by the time I run the play, it's not even the stock play. It's only like 2 stock plays I run in that entire game. Let's see here. It's a difference between checking into different and hot routes. If you are on Madden and hit audible, it's going to show for check plays. Yeah. Yeah, but like the shifts and the motions, like the formations are stagnant, right? The language is stagnant, right? That's the thing that stays intact, but you can change the concepts based on it. Because if you guys watch the QB School, right? Watch the QB School's a YouTube channel. Like, he used to play for Mike McCarthy, and he would say like some quarterbacks they have was called like half field reads, split field reads. This might be some summer stuff we'll talk about, right? Where it's okay if you get this look on this side, this is the concept, right? You get the look on this side, this is the concept. That's more Mike McCarthy's approach, right? It's more concept-based football. And me and HTM Sports did a video on this 2 years ago. Did it 2 years ago, right? So you'll come to it, and it's more concept-based, whether it's a flood concept, Yankee concept. You know, a lot of those West Coast-ish concepts are kind of built into the offense. And we don't need to go over it no more because the West Coast is gone, right? So it's the concept based depending on the look. Like, okay, I think this might be a cover 2. So how do you beat cover 2? You might want to do a flood concept where you attack the hole between the cover 2. It's kind of hard for me to do it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like those types of things where on this side, okay, you might have a man look, right? So on this side of the field, you might want to do a man beating concept. It might be, you know, maybe a dragon concept on this side. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like, so that's what Dak is doing, right? So yes, it's Mike McCarthy's playbook, but Dak Prescott is the conductor. He's the Beethoven of his offense. And just like D4 Prez is saying, there's a price to pay for that. I remember I was talking to Cooper Beebe's dad, right? And Cooper's dad said, you know, Cooper was struggling. Of course, we all saw it during camp. He was struggling with snapping the ball, you know? And he said that Dak Prescott told Cooper Beebe, all right, don't worry about IDing the mic, right? Don't worry about setting the slide protects or anything like that. I'll do it, right? I'll focus on that, right? You just worry about getting that ball in my hands accurately and firing off the ball, right? Because normally you'll see like centers, right? You'll see centers like this scrimmage, like you've watched like Jason Kelsey or whatever. Not sure if y'all watching centers, but they'll point, okay, Mike, right? They're IDing the mic, 55, because that's where we're setting the protect to, right? 55, right? That's the center's job, right? But if you watch our offense, you'll see Dak doing that. You'll see Dak took on that responsibility. So he's setting their protections, IDing the mic, right? Then he's setting the routes for the wide receivers, you know? So he's doing all that. And then you have to make the read post snap. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Dak has a lot on his plate. He can handle that, but maybe that's going to be the tweak this year when they talk about tempo and shortening things up so they can get into these sets, get into these plays quicker, and get out. You know, and that all remains to be seen as we get, Travis used to do it. You know what I'm saying? That was, you know what I'm saying? Travis used to do it, you know? So, yeah. So, but I think that Cooper Beebe will grow to be able to do that. But Dak was like, you know what? Shit. Don't worry about that. I'll do it. I'll just do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of person that Dak is at the quarterback position. And if you watch other quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers and those people talk about Dak is a really good quarterback, y'all. Like, I know it's Jay Tuck's a Cowboys fan or whatever, right? I get the whole thing. But if you just watch Dak as a pure quarterback, right? Take the jerseys off, right? Take the jerseys off, right? And just watch Dak as a quarterback. He is a damn good quarterback, y'all. Only thing that I would like, if I was to criticize Dak or critique Dak, let me check that word. Critique Dak, right? As a quarterback, sometimes his footwork can get a little sloppy, right? You know, his base can get a little off, you know what I'm saying? Especially in his drop, sometimes in his hitches. But that's very minor, you know what I'm saying? that's minor shit. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing it for, I don't know how long, 10 years now. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, it is what it is, right? His footwork is a little clunky, right? But as far as this up here, y'all, I'm trying to think now in the league, who would I put above Dak as far as this? I don't know. Only person I would put above him would be Rodgers, and Rodgers is out right now. Like, Dak is a pure quarterback. He's a pure quarterback, y'all. And if you ever just sat back, took all the fandom, took all the hate, took all the extra shit off of it, and just watched it, and you knew what you were watching, oh shit. Yo, that's really good. You know, it's like just really good, really textbook. But he had to grow into that, right? And I said the same thing about Shedeur Sanders, right? When you watch Shedeur Sanders play, Shedeur isn't, oh my God, oh my, whoosh, you see that? Oh my, woo, oh my. That's more Cam Ward, right? That's more Cam Ward style where you're just going to be like, oh my God, like, oh shit, like, oh wow, all right. But Shedeur plays the quarterback position like an old soul. You know what I'm saying? And I think the problem is right now, especially in today's game, is that the game is slowly changing, right? Because we're seeing the Josh Allens, big arm talent, physical, you know, scramble outside the pocket, you know, dual threat quarterbacks. So you're kind of seeing that right now be the trend. That's why people are going for the Anthony Richardsons and the Jalen Hurts and, you know, like, Jaden Daniels. He is a little bit both of a hybrid because he's really smart up here. But it's like people are wanting that, right? The game changes outside the pocket, big rocket arm, big physical brute strength, right? So the quarterbacks that can read, digest, process, make the proper throws, they're not exciting, they're not sexy. But for me, I do like those players because one, you get longevity, and two, you can run them in any offense. Like, you can put them in any offense. Like, and that's why people like, oh, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy shouldn't got that money. He's a game manager. Like, Brock Purdy just takes what the defense gives him. You're not going to be like, oh, my God, Brock Purdy, he's unstoppable. Like, nah, bro, I'm going to sit back. I'm going to digest your shit and just pick it apart. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing to it, right? I feel like Dak Prescott at this stage in his career, he is the quarterback that it's not going to wow you, amaze you, and, you know, do all these spectacular things anymore. But if you give Dak time in the pocket, he will pick you apart. He will literally pick and carve you up. He will. He will. You protect Dak, and now that you got some weapons, Dak will read your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he will read your. You ever play Madden? And there's those certain quarterbacks that are like, it'll show the play of the defense. When like Tom Brady did it, like he would show you your whole defense. Like, I don't think there's like any defenses that Dak hasn't seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing that Dak hasn't seen. Where Dak struggled last year is because teams were able to rush four, right? Just rush four people, get pressure, drop seven, and double up CeeDee Lamb and keep everything underneath. You know, Steve Young, like, yeah, yes. Like, here's the thing, y'all. We have a quarterback who's won multiple Super Bowls in Troy Aikman. For those of you who don't know, Troy Aikman wasn't, oh my God, he's unstoppable. Oh my God. He just, like, if you compare Troy to like a Dan Marino, he wasn't there. He wasn't Dan. If you compare Troy to like a Steve Young, to a Favre, like, Troy wasn't a very attractive quarterback. But Troy wasn't going to make big mistakes that cost the game. He was going to make the proper throw. He was competitive as hell. And he was just going to do what the defense gave him at the opportune moment. You know? So yeah, you don't need that. I get the attraction, right? Because you get the excitement, the factors, and the odd factor is cool. Like, I like the odd factor too. You think about that playoff game in Seattle, Dak Prescott had to use the odd factor when he took off and run and dove. That's one of my favorite Dak plays in his career, right? I don't think Dak can do that now anymore, but I'm not going to sit here and act like Dak is not surgical. Dak is a surgeon. He's a surgeon. It's boring for the casual Cowboys fan who says, there's a lot of bad film on Dak Prescott, number 4. He's not that hard to defend, right? Now, we all know that's not the truth. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But Dak Prescott is a surgeon at quarterback. He's not super sexy. You know what I'm saying? Not super sexy, but he is a surgeon. And I think that, with this offense, I get it. Schottenheimer, first time calling his offense, right? I get that whole story. But Dak Prescott, this will be 70% Dak Prescott, if not even 80. So I just want people to really understand that. You know what I'm saying? Really understand that, yeah, some of the route. But here's the thing, right? I asked Cowboys fans this. Oh, Mike McCarthy called a bunch of hitch routes. Okay, boom. Mike McCarthy and all these stop routes, all these hitch routes. Now, Kellen Moore called them too. All right. Oh, but it was Kellen Moore in the option routes. Okay. What route tree do y'all want these coaches to call? What route tree is it that you want these coaches to call? You don't think Sean McVay calls hitch routes? You don't think Andy Reid is the same offensive philosophy? Andy Reid calls hitch routes. Spot routes are the easiest way to defeat a zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone's running cover 4, for all my Madden players out there, for all my college football 26 players out there, if you're trying to beat cover 4, how do you beat cover 4? You run outs, ins, hitches, and comebacks. Because the whole thing was not to get beat over the top. It's cover 4, right? What the defense is doing to the Dallas Cowboys, saying, I'm going to rush 4, I'm going to drop 7, keep everything in front of me, not let you guys beat us over the top. What routes could they call? There's only so many routes. You can't make up a brand new route. You know what I'm saying? You can't make up a brand new route. Now, when it comes to splits, right? Formations, predictability, like this is Mike. This is my critique on Mike McCarthy, right? Formations, right? Wide splits. Go ahead, Angry. Go ahead, Angry. Predictability. No pre-snap motion to cause confusion. Like, those are my things that I critique Mike McCarthy on, right? When it comes to his offense, right? You had to be open to some of that stuff, even with because I know Mike McCarthy hated motion. He said that numerous times. But Reaper, right? All right, people want crossing routes. What defense does crossing routes beat? I'm gonna see. We cooking today. You know what I'm saying? The wife's still at. You know what I'm saying? The wife's still getting her hair done and stuff. So I got some time. So we gonna cook today for a little bit longer. Probably got about 10 more minutes. All right. Tell me, what defense does a mesh concept and crossing routes beat? I'm gonna see how I know. See if y'all know. I'm gonna see who the ball knowers. I guess that's a new term, right? You're on the line. The ball knowers. Who's the ball knowers in the chat? What defense does a mesh concept and crossing routes beat? Boom, Los. boom, Ledbetter, boom, boom, Trill, right, boom, man. They wasn't manning us up. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't manning us up like that last year. We didn't get a lot of man coverage. And if they did, CeeDee Lamb cooked it, but they wasn't playing a lot of man, right? But let's say, for instance, I'm going to run a mesh concept, right? So it means you got two crosses, right? So you have, let's say this is Jalen Tolbert last year, and this is CeeDee Lamb, right? And they're going to run a mesh concept. I mean, they're both going to cross across the field. Whenever they cross, it's what we call the mesh point, right? So when they cross, right? I wish I had my iPad. I can start drawing this shit up for you guys, right? But whenever they cross, this is called the mesh point, and they pass off, right? Boom, okay? So ideally, when you run the mesh concept, you want this corner to trail with this guy, this corner to trail with this guy, and optionally at the mesh point, that's where you cause a confusion. And either they're going to pass off like a basketball, like say, okay, you get 88, you get Tolbert, and pass it off that way, or they're going to trail, which should lead to open lanes, okay? Now, let's say, for instance, I call a mesh concept, and now it's a cover two, okay? So I'm running across cover two. Okay, well, now I have a linebacker sitting in the middle of the field in this hook curl, right? Then CeeDee and Tolbert so crosses. Okay, boom. Now I have a corner sitting down in these hard flats, right? The mesh concept is ruined. You'll run mesh versus cover two or a hard three zone. You know what I'm saying? Cover three, hard flat zone if you want to. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you only really want to run these types of concepts if you get the optimal look. Right? And we did it in some cases, you know what I'm saying? But it's like people have to understand that sometimes. When you say, oh, I just want them to run more crosser routes, well, it depends on the defense. If they're zoning us up because y'all ain't got no weapons, then yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's no mesh concept. So whenever you're in cover four, quarters, right? You get a quarter, you get a quarter, you get a quarter, you get a quarter. The whole idea of running cover four, this is kind of like the Pat Mahomes breaker, you know what I'm saying? Kind of the Pat Mahomes breaker is because teams realize, let's just try to keep everything in front and create small windows, right? So you have that, bro, talking like everybody runs the same defense. No, I'm not saying everybody runs the same defense, but you can literally look it up from the amount of times that we played man or play a man in the route concepts that was ran against us. You guys know I have the software that will do that. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is the teams that we struggled against, they play primarily for and rush and rush for and drop seven. Especially once you get the lead, you're not manning up anymore. You know what I'm saying? You can sit back in the soft zones and let them beat you underneath because who cares? You know? Yeah, Reaper. Reaper. I feel you, bro. I'm just giving you the answer, right? So, cause I think people don't understand that, right? What reason? Well, here, Willie just answer the question, right? Why do we wait so long to start running the ball, right? Why were teams last year able? And I have film sessions of this all up, right? Let's pull one up. You know what I'm saying? Why were teams able to run to rush four and drop seven? Let me see if y'all know it. Why were teams able to just rush four and drop seven against the Cowboys last year? And I'm trying to think of the film sessions that I did last year on this. Because if you guys know, we typically throughout the course of the season, we do scouting reports as we prepare for every game. So let's see here. Why were teams able to rush four and drop seven? Let me see. Let's see if I got one of these up. Bang, Trill. Bang, Trill. That's it. That is it. That is it. Trill just nailed it. Why would I only rush with four linemen and drop seven people back? Because I don't give a damn about your run game. I don't give a damn about your run game. I don't give a damn about your run game. If Rico Dowdle beats us, so be it. I don't give a damn about that. Who cares? Who cares? Whatever. I will, if I'm a defensive coordinator and I say, damn, man, we have the Cowboys on the hook, but Rico Dowdle just couldn't stop them, so be it. I'll take that. Right? So that's why they were able to have these light ass boxes, only rush 4, because there was no threat of the run game. How do you beat this? How do you beat that whole concept? You run the damn ball right down their throat. If you're playing Madden and somebody comes out in a quarter defense or dollar defense and they got 5 corners and some safeties sprinkled at linebacker and only 3 down linemen or 4 down linemen, it's tote that thing. It's tote that thing. It's tote that thing. Even little on me on college football, if I come out and see 2 high safeties and you're playing quarters, I'm about to run it, dog. I'm about to run it. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to run the ball. So that's why a lot of us have been pressing to get some running backs, bro. Now, do you think that teams are going to just rush 4 and drop 7 versus Philly with Saquon Barkley? You better not. You better not. Let me see if I can find this is the film session. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can find this. Hold on, let me see if I can find this out.
I dare.
Turn this off. All right, let me see. And these film sessions are still posted. I'll be cooking today, man. I got some free time on me. I'm just chilling and vibing. Hold on. Let me see. What game is this? Detroit. All right, perfect. I think this was the game. Let me see. Let me see. All right. I don't remember what I was talking about in this. Let me see here. This is Cleveland. What game is this? All right, so this is a play versus Baltimore. I haven't looked at, I forgot what this play is, right? This play. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going through an old film session. This was the Dallas Cowboys offense is bad. This must improve now. I ain't forgot what I was talking about because all these things start to stick together, right? So let's see what happens on this play. What happens on this play? Okay, so I think what I was talking about, without even having my audio on, all right, so this one, all right, boom. What do we have? Let me move my camera. Hold on. Hey, Instagram, I appreciate y'all. My phone with the dot. I'm going to dip out. Appreciate y'all, Instagram. All right, we got to go. Let me cook a little bit. Hold on. Let me do this real quick. Let me move my camera. Let me see here. All right, let me move my camera. All right. So, bang. All right, cool. When we come out, you can't see it because I have this banner over the top. Let me move this top banner. Hold on. All right, so now we can see it. All right, bang. Okay, cool. So, we come out in a 3-by-1, right? When we watch film, and for those of you who are new, right? When you look at the quarterback position, look at the play position, look at the middle of the field. So right now you have what's called middle field close, right? So you have one safety high, okay? So you have man up on this side, manned up on this side, right? Now, what's going to happen is they're going to send pressure with 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 here, right? I think this is Rico with the pickup. You have one-on-one coverage down here. One-on-one coverage down here. Yep, cover one. Nailed it. This is disrespectful. This is disrespectful. And what do I mean by that? Who is this safety shading towards? The middle of the field, but he can't cover all this ground. He is daring you to beat this corner with Jalen Tolbert. He is daring you to beat him with Jalen Tolbert. And even with that, Jalen Tolbert gets a slight stack, right? He doesn't have him a little bit. But there's no separation, and he doesn't make the play. Right? And that's just raw, right? This changes. This changes now. That's done. That is done. This is no more. And why is this no more? Because I will dare you to do this with George Pickens. All right. If Dak comes out and he gets this look with George Pickens, he better be licking his chops. He better be licking his chops. You see what I'm saying? So, one, this is a massive upgrade because they're daring. They're outside release. Who cares, bro? Can't separate. Whatever. Cool story. All right. Bro, Corey, they'll be a fool to do that. Bro, they'll be a fool to do that with George Pickens. You would be a freaking fool to do that with George Pickens. I dare you to leave your corner on an island, one-on-one, with no safety help with George Pickens. Because you see who. Watch the safety, y'all. Watch what side. Here's 88, right? Here's 88. Here's 88 right here, right? Watch where the safety slides to. Watch what side the safety shifts towards. Boom, that way. That way, right? He starts working towards that hash. He starts working towards this hash, right? Not this hash. I can care less about this hash. Was in his Jack, bro. The entire route. He was bagged the entire route. And it's hit the entire route. Right? That's just one. Let's see what else. Let's see what else we got. What else we got here? What plays? All right, so boom. So what's this? All right. Cool. So we come out to a little emotion. I might want to go back and watch this. You know what I'm saying? I might go out and watch this, right? So, boom. They're going to rush 4. Actually, yeah, rush 4. 4. You got zone. So he's going to drop into this flat. And so this is where Mike McCarthy had a problem, right? Mike McCarthy had a problem due to spacing in his routes, right? That is where I'll say Mike was a little trash. That's why I call Mike a little trash, right? Mike a little, Mike's my dog. We a little trash, right? How many, count for me, Cowboys Nation. How many wide receivers do we have out on the field, right? Running routes. We got 1, Tolbert, which is not a threat because his route's running right into the damn linebacker. You have CD, and I'm not sure who this is. This might be Cooks, right? You have 3 on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? 3 on 7. 3 on 7. Can't go to Tolbert because he's running his route right into the linebacker, so he's pretty much X'd out. Right? So, 2, got the numbers game. You have the flat. Could have tried to be a hero but this corner is peeling off of this flat and coming to this curl on, I think that's Cooks. Right? Coming up and giving the underneath. Not concerned, because here's the sticks, right? So yeah. See, I got some smart people. This is why I love. So this is see what I was talking about yesterday, y'all. This is the shit I love, because we got smart people in here. Didn't read the zone. If you're going right at him, bro, if anything, you either need to cross his face, Tober needs to cross his face, or come behind him. Bro. You're so there's no option there. All right, let's see what these plays are. All right, this is Detroit. Let me see. This is the interception. I was drawing in everything on this film session. You know what I'm saying? This is this film session is called "The Dallas Cowboys Offense is Bad as Must Improve Now" film study. It's on the channel. All right, so who was that? The CD? Is this? Yep, CD. So you got one-on-one. I'll take this call with CD, right? Got the boundary, got one-on-one. I just think CD didn't come down with it. All right, so cool. That's simple enough. Let's see what this play was versus the Steelers. I went in my bag on this one. Oh. Oh, I remember. All right, now I remember with the audio off. This was, okay. This was the video that I made. Now I can tell by my annotations, all right? This was the video. So this goes back to what I was saying about Mike McCarthy. All right, let's see here. This is what I was saying. All right, boom. This is what I was saying about the predictability, all right? So I remember this video now. Okay, cool. It's all coming back to me. Cowboys are in what we call a 3-by-1 set, okay? That means you got 3 receivers, 1. So I think this is Ferg is your 1, 2, 3. CD is your 1, right? So 1, 2, 3. We call this a 3-by-1 set. Okay, you guys got it? I remember while I was explaining this video about the predictability. Anytime the Dallas Cowboys was coming out in a 3-by-1 set, they were passing the ball. They were passing the ball. So this, yeah, I think this is what the video is about. Let me go back to this first play here. Yeah. So yeah, that's also I was showing. Yeah, I was showing this, right? So you got 3, right? So you got Ferg, CD, Cooks, 3-by-1. Okay, boom. 3-by-1, it's a pass. Okay, boom. 3-by-1, it's a pass. Let's go to the Steelers game. All right, what was that game? Let's see here. Let me see. What was it? I think that was a portion of what I was breaking down. Let me see. I'm trying to remember. All right, so Steelers game. Hold on. Motion, right? What are we in right now? 3-by-1, right? 3-by-1, pass. Yeah, that's what I was showing, right? 3-by-1. 3-by-1. Now, we do have a running back. I think that's Zeke, right? But it was a pass. So, if little old content creator Jay Tuck, if little ass me can pick up on that trend, if little old me can pick up on that trend, I'm nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm nobody special. If little old me can pick up on this trend, that when y'all go out into a 3-by-1, it's going to be a pass. Imagine what an NFL defensive coordinator could do. You see what I'm saying? Imagine what an NFL defensive coordinator can do. If my ass can pick up on it, oh, the Cowboys in a 3-by-1, here comes the pass. Yeah, that's what this video was explaining. I think I explained that portion, and then I forgot. I might have to go back and watch this video. Let's see here. It's about our offensive line getting their ass whooped. Let's see. Who is this? Tyler Smith? Yeah. Yeah. Not being able to pick up stunts. Right, not being able to pick up stunts. Man, our offensive line got their ass whooped versus Detroit, y'all. They got their ass whooped versus Detroit. And they got their asses whooped versus Detroit. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I'm saying about the stunts. Gotta get rid of it, Dak. Gotta get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So for ooh, I can't go, bruh. Well, I mean, it's no point of going through it because it's like now I'm kind of interested. You guys got me here. Okay, boom. What am I talking about here? All right, combo. They climb up. Yeah, he needs to get off this block. Who's that? Connor? Or no, that's that Hoffman. Oops. All right. Oops, clicked on the wrong button. Get up to the next level. Didn't. Zach Martin's getting drove back. Zach Martin got handed. Zach Martin's getting handed. Offensive line's getting work, right? There's really no lane for Rico to go, right? So there's no threat. There's no threat of the run game. Let's watch one more. Let's see. Are we going to stay in a 3-by-1? Are we going to motion to a 2-by? Nope. Motion back to a 3-by-1. All right. So let's guess what's coming. Let's see if it's a pass. Let's guess. Let's guess. I might post this in the chat. Yeah. So I guess it's a pass, right? 3-by-1, right? 3-by-1. What's coming? Pass. Let's see, what does Ferg do? I'm saying something. Fire. You know what I'm saying? Probably saying something fire. Hold on. Yeah, that's a good concept. Good quick all. Let's see, once again, let me watch what the defense is doing. What do they do? Rush 4? Yeah. So, one again, right. Rushing 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dropping back underneath. Tolbert. Now you sit, right? Good job sitting. Turn and run. Ferg needs a big year. Y'all. Ferg needs a big year. I'm going to watch one more play. This is an interception. Let's see. Yeah, we might have to get in the lab, man. Might get to get in the lab. Yeah, that was the interception. That was the one. Yeah, this is a massive miscommunication right here with Dak and that CD. Yeah, because Dak was thinking, was this the jump ball full play? And yeah. So yeah, man. So those are just some of the nuances. So, when it comes to the offensive scheme, whether it's Schotty, whether it's whoever, right? One, you have to be in sync. But then two, also, you have to be clicking on all cylinders. But there's also some little details that we'll have to look at, but we won't be able to get to that point. What did Rico do? I have no clue. I'm going to go back and watch the film and kind of see, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew there was something going on. I knew I was talking about the predictability of the 3-by-1. I think I was talking about the offensive line picking up stunts. Here, I'll post it in the chat for y'all. Here, I'll just post it in the chat so y'all can just go watch it. Here you go. Yeah, that was the jump ball faux play. There it goes. There's the session for link for the session. So y'all go see what the hell I was talking about. But like I said, those were things that we need to fix. But Mike McCarthy's gone anyway, so it's just all out the window. But I feel like predictability for Mike McCarthy's offense was bad. Spacing of the route concepts was horrible. Clock management was horrible with Mike McCarthy. Committed to the run game was horrible on Mike McCarthy. Those were kind of the four major gripes with me, right? And the splits, right? The splits, you know what I'm saying? These wide ass splits, right? So 4.5, 5 things. So if you really want to improve Schottenheimer, right? Better spacing on the routes, more committing to the run game, which I think they'll do naturally, right? Not having these wide ass splits where CD was out on the boundary so much, y'all, I had to remove my banner. You know what I'm saying? All the way stretched out, I had to remove my banner, right? And just adding more confusion, misconceptions, whether it was a jet sweep, you know, you can run a fake jet sweep, getting more zone reads. Like this is just a lot of different things that needs to be tweaked. Play calling was ass. I mean, I don't know if the play calling was because, like I said, Dak is adjusting this shit. So I don't know what it was. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't want to say the play calling was ass because I'm not sure what was called and what was being adjusted. So we'll see, man. But yo, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me for so long. Like I said, hopefully y'all having a good Saturday. I'm about to go up, grill, chill a little bit, play a little college football. Got some boxing tonight. My guy Caleb Plant's fighting tonight. Kamel Moulton's fighting boxing tonight. So I'm gonna watch some boxing, vibe on out. Now, if y'all don't hear from me ever again, not because I retired yet, you know what I'm saying? The wife is taking me ziplining tomorrow. She has this whole thing that me and her are going ziplining here in Kansas City. We're out in the woods and it's going these massive high ass zip lining. I don't know. I ain't never been zip lining a day in my life. And the shit looks kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going zip lining tomorrow. So if I fall out of the tree and I'm in the middle of the woods somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it just is what it is, man. But if y'all don't hear from me, I done got messed up zip lining. You know what I'm saying? Zip lining. Yeah, Moment fighting tonight as well. Yeah, some good fights tonight, man. So I'm about to go lock in some fight, hop on this grill real quick. Yeah, Kamel Moulton's fighting tonight. He's not on the main card, I don't think. He's on the prelims. So it might be on Amazon Prime. I should know. It's on PBC. But Kamel Moulton's fighting tonight as well. He might already be fighting. Kamel Moulton's going to be the make sure your harness is secure. Yeah, tighten it up, double check, triple check, all sorts of shit. Because I might have me falling from 70 feet high. I would just prepare like a regular date, you know what I'm saying? Like a little movie, dinner, some wine or something like that. But we going zip lining in the morning, so we shall see. But yo, appreciate everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, comment, like, subscribe to the content. Like I said, we're not going anywhere this year. We're still here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't getting rid of me that easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here, still grinding, still putting out content, and we got a lot of work to do. We might start doing some more live film sessions like that where we can watch players just at live, kind of go through some play concepts as well, because I want to make sure that we spend this off season. I'll do this every off season, but most importantly, this off season, that you guys are expanding your football knowledge, that you guys are growing, learning different things when it comes to the sport, to get you prepared to go out to these Twitter streets, these Facebook streets, and really cook a lot of these goofies that have no idea what they're talking about, man. So it's your boy J Tuck. Comment, like, subscribe. I want everyone to stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged, and Dallas Cowboys